WIIFTBP.
Get your savings coupon from participating Great Clip salons and save 20% on select tickets. See savings coupon for restrictions and details. Coming to Allstate Arena February 25th through 27th.
Drops are bruising, old school music, old school juicy. Gotta make my way to you. Pull up on that ass like, ooh. I wanna take you to New York, Chicago, LA, Houston, down all over London, Paris, the A to the B, everywhere. I'll take you downtown, show you all the kind of things in life. I wanna take you downtown, show you all the kind of things in life. I wanna take you down. I
Lakeshore, I made sure to make sure, yeah, that my place yours, yeah. 28th floor, yeah, I had 8 thoughts, yeah, all 8 yours, yeah, cake for dessert, but I ate yours.
Take you to New York, Chicago, LA, Houston, down all over London, Paris, the Bay, everywhere, fly all over. Your last boy couldn't get what you asked for. Your last boy didn't even know. I'm gonna take you downtown, girl. Show you all the finer things in life. I wanna take you downtown. Show you all the finer things in life. I wanna take you down. 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 I wanna take you downtown. Show you all the finer things in life. I wanna take you downtown. Show you all the finer things in life.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
More for Tosh. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Lenders give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore, in the building today. Well, it must be a weird day. The only reason I say it's a weird day because who takes Mondays and Thursdays? I swear to God. I have to catch myself at least.
You think it's
once
weird? But it's like, what should it be like?
Tuesdays, it's Mondays and Wednesdays, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Says who, though? Who made up that arbitrary synchronization?
The T's.
Who is that? What's
Tuesdays
that?
and Thursdays.
Like
It
a
just
Monday,
flows.
Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday.
It's a it's the even days, the odd days.
Ah, okay.
Right? So there's like a workflow. Like I think of Tuesdays and Thursdays, like in the universe, in the political universe, Tuesdays and Thursdays are fundraiser days during the week. Right? Give you a chance to get a start, get your week off to a start, and also not interfere with your Friday. Right? Your weekend.
That
Right?
has
So
a
it
purpose.
gives you the opportunity to get into the week.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So Monday you come down, you be forgetting everything. You be like, man, I don't got to. Monday, if they ask you to come somewhere, you be like, man, if you don't get your ass.
But my Monday and Thursday got a strategy.
What is it?
You know,
Sleep.
No, Monday is like the start of the week. So, got to come start the week off. Get everything together.
Be like, let me just make sure I still got a job.
No, get everything together for the week.
Okay.
Strategize, plan, right? Tuesday is like the work day, right? And then Wednesday, that's still my work day. Technically, right? And then Thursday,
that's
I'm coming
your
back
other
to
work
let
day.
you know, like, okay, this what went on from Tuesday to Wednesday. I can report back to you. Friday, got to have it all.
Thursday,
like you
and
said.
then not Thursday, then you make sure that we straight for the weekend. You come and check to see if I need anything for the weekend. I ain't mad at you. I was commenting to an associate that while I am not a worker from home, like I feel like I need to see you. Like I want you at your desk at 9:00. But I will tell you that yesterday's flow was so dope. Like ordinarily, I'm like pulling out my hair because I got to get here, go here, get here, go here, go here, go here, get here, get here, go here. I sat in one spot, and all of it came to me. And then I was within range of my crib, so that after having a long day, I was able to just be at the house.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked out really well. I just felt like, but it also was like I wasn't, like half of my day is hoping that I didn't forget to do meet with somebody. Damn, do I have a meeting today or do I da-da-da-da-da?
And people be want to meet with you.
So it was okay. No shade. Okay, so part of your job is now got to be decipher the I have a dream meetings from the I have money meetings. And I and we have to have a day. No, we have to have a day.
Is there a budget?
Right. No, I mean, no, really. Because it's like it was a really interesting thing. So it's like, especially when it's people I like, right? Or you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't have, but we gotta put those on a day. Like we gotta figure out if this is like
a fellowship day.
Right.
I got
like, and then that day we schedule, say for instance, at TP.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, it ain't no stress.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I could be there. I could be working. I could be, come on in, sit down, keep on moving. But like, to pull a plug out the day, to shoot the shush, right? It's like, wait. And it's like, no shade.
Do you do that over lunch, or is lunch also business time for you?
What I'd like to do is knock out the business. And I know y'all like, why are we having an office meeting online? Tennille, actually, Ruthie, circle back with Tennille on that. She will help you sort that. She is good at that. Like, yeah. It's like, it's funny. So my man was like, we should try out this. And I was like, I'm telling you what I'm not going to do. If it ain't no commitment, I'm not trying it out because I don't want to get used to nothing that ain't going to be there. So, no, thank you. No, I mean, it's like, it was funny, kind of. One of my meetings yesterday was somebody having an idea
about how about we create a whole media network with that studio that you got, and we could bring. I was like, let me tell you something. I don't want no. You know what I love every day? Can I tell you what I love every day? My favorite part of this day after the show is when Riis come in this mug and start unplugging stuff. I mean, I remember when it used to be like Riis, like after this show, it'd be like, hurry up, get up, get out, go. Man, I like to mosey on around. I be having meetings in here and everything. I be sitting here like it's my regular old office, like it's the den, like it's the what you call it, my man cave. I be like, yes. Now today I'm gonna pretend like I'm a radio host. Hi, my name's Mace Jackson. I'll be charged. I'll be like, yes, one day.
Charged. I ain't heard anybody say that in a minute.
Charged? I say I'm charged all the time.
Oh my goodness.
Charged?
Woof. Is it the 90s?
Man, I'm charged.
Back in the 90s?
You don't say charged. What's the best? The charged is the best. Reese, you say
was,
charged.
It's turned now, but remember it was crunk.
Reese say charged.
Turned.
I done heard Reese say charged.
You be saying that, Reese?
Reese, you ain't never said charged.
No.
He like, yeah, in the early 90s.
Yeah.
Reese, you ain't never said charged.
Nah.
Maybe I'm charged up, but not charged.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's like, don't be a hater.
It's turned now. I'm just
Don't
trying to keep
nobody
you
gonna be turned. I'll be like turned or turn up.
It's
Or
teed.
lit.
You teed up.
Lit.
Litty.
It is lit.
Lit
Yeah,
used
lit.
to mean you was wasted. I'm lit.
Still do.
Okay, so
Like, bro, he lit.
Oh, y'all ever
You see
heard
over there?
Hyde and Cooley Brown?
no, I heard hide in giraffe's ass. People be like, he was hiding a giraffe's ass.
I ain't never heard the giraffe, that part of the giraffe.
You ain't never.
It's another part I've heard.
What? Is this?
Nah, I got no.
You heard I'm talking about Reese?
Yeah, I got you immediately.
Hyde and giraffe.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly what you just said.
Okay,
Exactly.
so it's a derivative. It's a derivative. We in the same space. You just
Oh, I wonder what the
It's on
original
two
one
opposite
was.
ends of the spectrum.
right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna stick with yours. I'm gonna move to yours, Ruthie. I just don't like saying that word. I think it's just a
What, giraffe?
yes.
If you say giraffe with this, okay.
I don't like saying that word. I don't like that word, and I don't like the. I don't like words that end with the E sound. They just.
Cookie.
I don't like the E. I don't like the E, like the derivative of words that end with, like, you know how they sometimes, like, you know, they have changed the vowel from I to A, right? So you be seeing on TV, they be like tatas, because I don't like that. I have a hard time with some of these filthy words. Do people say like some of these words? Are there like curse words that are just like a little bit worse than curse words?
No. They're all on limit.
After white women, if you use the C word, they get hot.
But that's white women.
Right. My bad. They get hot anytime. You say Karen, they get mad now. But your name is really Karen.
Oh, now that's a tough one.
Karen and Ken. Y'all nasty. Higher than giraffe. See? I wonder who was the dude that came up with that one. He was like, how can I?
We need to artificially inseminate these.
Get a gun. All right, I'm through.
Bring the ladder.
You know, I've never seen that on National Geographic.
YouTube. You
Giraffe?
can find anything on YouTube.
I don't think I want to. I'd be scared. Some of the stuff y'all young people be having these days. You say, I remember I said BBW, and the next thing I knew it was.
That is not what you said. What? What are you talking about?
Broadcasting, cooking or something.
Right, right, BBC, something like that. The British Broadcasting Channel. Jesus,
I told you, you type it in your Google. That's not what.
it wasn't. It really wasn't. Like, it'd be stuff I'd be like, oh.
How did I stumble upon this?
Man, like now,
Like 50 years ago.
they
This
be
is
like,
not what it
hey,
meant.
Snow, can you please pass me to the suggested videos, please? I'm just saying. I was just playing.
Let me turn on the parental controls because this ain't gonna work.
This is not right. This is not right.
People find, you know what's interesting? I think people have to find ways to code language now because of like the tech surveillance. So in order to like try to beat these algorithms, people come up with different ways.
Oh,
to
it'd be
say
funny
things.
when you ever see like when Alvin be typing one letter in each.
Yes.
Type, like if you read a Alvin, like when he about to say something filthy, he be like one letter.
Still can't believe I met him.
Alvin, Alvin A. Norton has been around. He's been to quite a few events.
Nope. So shout out to you, Alvin.
Alvin
Norton.
slid on us. Oh well, you can't say slid. That means you get killed, right? If I get slid on,
Oh, yeah, that's another one too.
That's
But it's
now
how
that's
you-
interesting.
but-
I think
I
that's
used to be
more
like,
like-
I want to slide. Used to mean
You're right. You know, like
I
I
want to get in.
be like I just I slid on Shorty, like I pulled up on Shorty.
That, yeah, that can still mean
Right,
that. Yeah.
right, like I slid in her DMs.
Double
you know,
meaning.
I went. That's what I'm trying to say. That's a good one. It mean like a lot of different ones. Yeah, you know. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, when Tyrone said it the other day at the thing, it meant they was gonna kill you though.
Yeah, I mean that too.
Yeah, I mean that.
That's like I was like,
I'm finna slide on Shorty.
somebody
They
said
probably start finna slide on Shorty. If he said, yeah,
somebody told my cousin they was finna roll him up roll him up in the wood, and I was like, it passed to the left. They was like, nah, dog. I was like, wait a minute. Cause then they was like, I'm smoking on the 20 pack. I was like, you bought a dub, right? Nah, smoking on the 20. What? Huh? Do they still sell dubs?
Yeah.
Can you still buy a dub?
Yes, but it's just really not economically feasible.
It's dang it. That makes no sense.
Right.
Unless you just don't got it. But I'm just like, just save your money for a couple weeks.
Right,
Or
for
something.
another $5, you could probably get you another two grams.
It's so crazy. Like, do y'all remember when they used to have like nickel bags?
Yes.
Do you remember the manila envelope?
No, but my father tells me all the time.
Hey, bro,
the
your
manila
weed used to
envelope.
come in a manila envelope. It
How
would
did
come
that
out
stay
dry.
fresh?
Hey, Joe, but I'm going to tell you what.
For $10.
$10, you had a whole, like, you'll be like, they'll take one of them envelopes
My daddy
and
said-
they'll fold it over, and you'll be like, man. And if it was unfold, don't let them give you, man, you remember, okay, you know how you got the manila folders, the manila envelopes, the big ones that you put letters in? Well, the weed used to come like that. And it would be but it would be a small one. And then you would then you would get it half full, and then they would, so like a nickel would be like, they would put a quarter in there, like the envelope would be a quarter full, they'll fold it over, then they'll fold it over again. Then when you got a half, like when you got a 10, it'll be half full, and they'll
Oh, that's smart.
and
One
fold
fold.
it. Right. And then if it was packed, like if it was like,
No
then they,
fold.
no fold, you was like, and that's when they had a sale. Like they had a sale, it'd be like, dang, boy, and you'll open that bad boy up and the seeds will roll out first, then the stems and sticks, then you'd be like, man. Then I remember when it used to be like, not me, but my cousin be like, hey man, you gonna roll them stems? Like it used to be like, man, I paid for them. It'd be like seeds, stems, and sticks. Mugs be smoking, it'd be like, pat, 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 pat. It'd be like a firecracker, boy. Pat, 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 pat. Does anybody remember when they started saying, like when the conversion from the blunt, from the joint to the blunt? You don't remember that?
Nope.
I remember when Redman made the song "How to Roll a Blunt," "How to Roll a Blunt."
Mm.
And that's how he did it.
That well,
That
actually,
influenced the culture, huh?
I feel like on the East Coast they was doing it already, but I remember. It's how you roll a blunt. It's how you roll a blunt. It was a song on the Time for Some Action album. And then I just remember everybody buying Phillies. Because he literally gave you the instructions. First you lick it, then you split it, then you, right? It's literally a song called, and everybody was trying to figure it out. And then somebody, I don't know who it was. It might have been Big Swill. Big Swill, he was like the professional roller, but he was the worst dice player ever. I remember I met Big Swill rolling. My cousin smoked all his weed and beat him for all his money in dice the first day. He had to drive back to Chicago because he had lost all his rent money. Came back, we got him again. His mom was mad to the mug. But I remember then he was like, you remember when people used to be like, put honey on it? Then remember when they said if you put honey on it and you put it in the microwave, you're going to die? Remember that?
What?
Yes. Then everybody was smoking it to see if it was going to happen for real or not. Then y'all remember when they started learning how to roll cones? Like when somebody learned how to roll a cone blunt, like a blunt that was just like a cone.
I never knew that they didn't come pre like that. Like I didn't know you could.
I feel like I got beat. I feel like I came up with the idea of blunt wraps because I used to be like, no, I really do. Because I used to be like, why don't they just sell us the cigar paper instead of the blunt? Mm-hmm. But I
can't really.
I just gotta say though, like in this whole world in the universe, even though they got all these cones and all these things, it's still something about.
I don't know how your cousin rolled, but that is too much saliva and cold. I don't want none.
You ain't getting none no way.
I don't want none of that, cuz. I'm straight.
I'm here to tell you.
What is he doing, Ruthie? And Ruthie, I'm over there texting Ruthie like, Ruthie, are you hitting that?
First of all, real talk, I'm so grateful for COVID. I'd be like, nah, cousin, you get to get your own. I'd be like, nah, well, not me, but my cousin. He'd be like, man, you come, but you know. Then the funny part is, like, when now in the COVID era, you can't really. It's hard to get played because remember when somebody, you know, like, man. I know people used to hate me, cause you know I used to roll like, well, not me, but my cousin. He would roll skinny bees. Like Swill would put the whole thing in there. I'd be like, Swill, you gonna put the whole dime in there? The whole thing? We could get 2. We could get 3. I like, this is a 3. Swill be like, this is a 1.
It's 1, man.
Whoa.
The chimney, dog. The chimney. And it would be like, we used to call him the chimney. And it would just be like, for real, you put the whole thing in there?
Shout out to my Outwest brother.
The whole thing? Like, I used to be like, and then do you remember when there was no more dimes and it was like a dub? Do you remember when it was like do you remember the one blunt dub? Do you remember? I remember when that happened distinctly. Because I remember being like, you, what?
Oh, like that's it? Like it went
right.
down.
Like you gave a dub. Remember you give him a dub?
Yeah, 1 gram.
Hey, bro, I still don't understand that stuff. I still don't know how many grams, I just know a QP, a half P, a P. And then after that, I tapped out the game. After the bags wasn't the measurement no more, I was out. Like when mugs start, like when stuff in the bag, when just stuff in the bag, being like these pillows. Remember when they would be like, hey, man, pick which one you want. Like they would have a whole, like, and you would pick and you could come up because nobody weighed it out. Come on, man. You want me to weigh 300 dimes? Man, find the right size bag. And then you would open it up and then they'll open up the bag and you'll be looking through them like, ooh, give me that one and give me that one. When they had 3 for, do you ever remember 3 for 20? 2 for 15?
3 for, it depends on which one it was. It wasn't 3 for 20.
You get 3 for 20 if they was trying to, trying to get you. 3 for 25. 3 for 25.
25 was the hit. But yeah. Well, now you can just go and buy from a white man at the dispensary because he done took all of it. That's why y'all support your local weed man, not just time.
Y'all need to stop
your local weed man. Do not go out there to them dispensaries where
hey,
you gotta
Riis.
spend $80.
Hey, Riis, they be like, what kind would you like? I used to be like, what you, like, it, look, bro, it be hilarious to me because remember it'd be like some days you be like, man, they got the 5. Then, okay, what was the radio station? I cannot remember the station. Remember the hood station that they used to be like the 5 week? It was the van. It was, remember when the BDs had a station? You don't remember when the BDs had the radio station?
No.
They had a pirate radio station that it was they had an antenna. You would see the truck riding around the city and it had a van. And they would tell you, like, they would have, like, where all the 5 weed spots was. Like, people would call in and be like, they got the 5 weed. And it was like a hood Chicago. Real talk. Man, Mike Love and the Diz did a show about it on, they had one of the dudes who originated. You don't remember that?
No, he's the riding around in the truck.
No, it was a radio station, but they had a pirate antenna, so you couldn't catch him. The antenna would be riding around the city. It was on the top of a van.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yup, dog. They would be like, man, it is the best weed is on such a man. It would be people used to like it would be word of mouth weed spots. Some people would be traveling to go get weed from around. Like
That's epic.
It's kind of smart.
And it was on FM radio.
Yes, Joe. They straight
And what
pirated
happened
a
to
radio
them?
station. They got caught.
But
The whole you dig went down because it was a complete like
Was they on
it's the
air?
same thing. It was
That
on
would've-
air. Like
that
you
would've
could
been
tune in
cold
your
as-
radio
that would've been
station
cold as
and
hell.
and people would be like, "Hey Joe, this Mikey from the West Side. We got the fire weed at blah 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 blah." And
It's my-
it wasn't on social media, Joe. And I'm telling you, word of mouth, dog. People would travel to weed spots, word of mouth, like word of mouth, real talk.
That's really how else would you know?
And it'd be like, "Hey Joe, you finna go, man." Now y'all running around here. I never forget the first time we went to New York. We was staying with Cootie. We wasn't staying with them, but we was hanging out with them, and they had the weed delivered. Like, ding dong. Like they called it up. It was like ding dong. Bicycle messenger. Opened up his pack, had Eric. I was like, wait. You opened up. And then I remember taking out the jar, and I was like, dang, and it came in. It was before a glass jar. Man, and man. But they was like, that's $120. What? That's when I remember the jump, and I was like, I'm about to stop smoking. Then I hit, not me, my cousin hit it, and it was like, what?
Next week, I start again next week.
We fall down.
But we get up. All right, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. I don't know what the hell just happened right there. I had a flashback. Shout out to everybody who was tuned in with us this morning. Big shout out. What's up, Ruthie? How you feeling this morning, though?
Good.
Oh, we talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm good. No complaints.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Hey, man. Shout out to Ruthie Moore. I looked at my calendar yesterday like, oh, my God. And then after, look, Bob, Israel want to know what happened to the tops. Hey, man.
Tops papers.
They got them at TP.
I
But
mean,
they got organic.
But who buying tops? The last person I knew that bought tops was my uncle.
He probably still buying tops. If he's still smoking, he probably still buying. Man, do you remember when you used to see people who had tops and they have like the brown lick? Like when they wrote, what's so crazy to me is now I realize that like when my babysitter would be rolling tops and that like I understand the smell now. And man, you know, I was just thinking, and my babysitter, I think I might have had a contact because I don't think nobody never let the windows down when we was kids. They was just smoking in the car.
Straight up.
Man, smoking in the, whether it's a cigarette, man, we all should have been there from secondhand smoke because didn't nobody let, you was just sitting in that, Joe.
We was all smoking.
Yes, we was all smoking. And they talking about the smoke you was smoking was worse. Hey,
Listen, I done smoked enough Newports, Salem.
You have?
Marlboros. Just come from people that smoke. Smoking is like a normal part of life for some people and people's families. Back in the day, not so much anymore.
Dang, Ruthie. I could see you smoking a
not like, but we used to play around with them. But never my thing.
I remember one time I smoked a cigarette like twice. I smoked one when I was 5. Damn near killed myself. Never touched another one until I went to college. Mm-hmm. Smoked another one and threw up in the most awkward situation ever.
Really?
It was terrible.
Did that take away
Yeah, I was like, this will never happen to me again. I'm good. Yep, I am definitely good. All right, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. Let me say what's up to my man, DJ Riis the Ruler. DJ Riis the Ruler, how you feeling this morning, man? You a little sleepy? I know you was. I heard Riis went across the country yesterday and back.
Yes, man. You know I'm blessed by the best. You already know the rest. Shout out to John. I pulled up on John yesterday at the last event, and I was like, He thought I was Marcus. I was like, nah, I'm Reese. And I didn't even know. He said, Reese. He said, Reese, man, how you doing? So I'm just like, I'm trying to open up the door. I'm like, I'm good. He said, nah, man, how you doing? So I said, oh, I'm blessed by the best right now, right? He said, that's the answer I wanted right there. So shout out to John for, you know what I'm saying? No, he's wanted to hear, yeah.
Hey, man, see, Reese, you got to look at that.
But he can't come on the up north no more with a socks coat on. You got to leave that at home. Please don't do that.
Reese
don't do
is
that.
a Cubs fan.
Don't do that.
That ain't blessed, that's cursed. This is John right here. He
John,
said, see, look, John be charming all the black people. It's funny to me. Because it'd be like, he is the whitest white dude. How you doing? Reese, how you doing? Reese, how you doing? Look, Reese. Reese, how you doing?
Yes, sir.
That's what I want to hear, Reese.
Exactly like that. Just
Reese,
like that.
I know this dude, right? I'm telling you.
That's what I want.
Imagine me about 20 years ago, minding my business in my front yard. And I want you to look at John, and I want you to imagine him walking up to me in my front yard when I'm in my front yard, wife beat it, like back in the day when I was an old man, like I had a house. And he walks up to me, what are you doing with that sign? Think about him. Look at him. And imagine him talking to me and me turning around and seeing him.
For the first time, huh?
For the first time.
If you don't mind,
man, if you don't get your... Now, I'm going to tell you. We went from that, because I really was like, who in the hell is this white boy? And that's really not what I was saying. You know what I was really saying, right? Right.
Minding my business.
I'm minding my business in my own damn front yard. And here come... Imagine that to me and him going into a bar where it's all the post office workers after they off work, and we deciding we about to fight them all.
What?
Me and John. And I was like, well, I was deciding we was going to fight them all. And John was like, well, I got your back. It's a lot of them. Look, man, we're going to need a strategy here, but I'm with you. I mean, Double J, man. That is Double J. That's the first dude who gave me the checkbook. Now look, it's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm telling you, it's a crazy world, man. It's a lot that's happening in this world. Oh, goodness. All right, so it's Mace, Reese, and Ruthie. We're going to have a good show today. Ruthie, did you watch yesterday? No, you didn't.
Did I watch what? Yesterday?
Yeah.
A show?
A show.
Mace Jackson.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Did you see the University of Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
She lying. She ain't seen
No, I did. I watched it. You played it a few times.
Reese.
The Forum.
We're going to
watched
play
it.
Audrey's question, too, because I feel bad. I was going back yesterday, and you know, sometimes I be like, rewind. Audrey gave a, oh, shoot, I got to send Lakesia Collins, too. She's coming on, too. We're going to play Audrey's question. We're going to hit the headlines. Plus, State Representative Lakesia Collins. I don't know if y'all saw the white boy put his hand in her face on the floor and told her to keep his effing name out her mouth, like on some of this. Y'all. Meanwhile, Reese trying to give passes to the people walking down. See, I'm telling you, the Juwan joint. See, it's like we give him an inch. So we're gonna talk to Lakesia Collins because I need to understand, how does the white guy get his hand in her face on the floor of the Illinois House of Representatives? And my thing is, like, you straight up, it's like the physical and the profanity and the liberty to use that with a sister. Like, Ruthie, can you imagine being at work and a white boy walk up on you, put his hand in your face and say, keep my effing name out your mouth, but don't say effing?
No.
We're going to talk about that because I'm just telling you. It's like there are open declarations of war against black people every day. And yesterday, I was the bad guy for asking. I don't know if you saw Vladmir Villegas. Vladmir Villegas, because I'm telling you, why are you laughing? We're going to talk about Vladmir Villegas when we come back. Look, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back. You just gonna take off without me?
After this break.
Get your savings coupon from participating Great Clip salons and save 20% on select tickets. See savings coupon for restrictions and details. Coming to Allstate Arena February 25th through 27th.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion had to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People family? The time is now 6:41 a.m. I'm Reis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report as we head over to the Kennedy. Overhead to the Loop is now 21 minutes outbound to Harris 17, while on the Edens we got 28 minutes in both directions. Eisenhower Thorndale to the Loop, 36 minutes, 27 minutes to Thorndale, while on the 10 we got from 355 to the Dan Ryan will be a half an hour outbound, 38 minutes. The Bishop Ford, 34 minutes, I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 31 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 16 minutes to the Loop, 13 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South will be 7 minutes and 8 minutes north. Over to the weather. Today's weather will currently be 27 degrees and cloudy. Today will only be a high of 27 with a low of 18. I'm Reis the Ruler. Happy Thursday here on The Maze Jackson Show.
To the grave, from the grave. Glory to Gethsemane, got to the grave, from the grave. Back to glory. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around. Gethsemane, got to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane, got to the grave, from the grave back to glory. Glory to Gethsemane, got to the grave, from the grave. Glory to Gethsemane, got to the grave, from the grave. Dear Lord, it's me again. God's gonna turn it around. I'm calling on you. You did it before. I believe that you can do it again. Somebody calling you right now, Lord. If it ain't one thing we need, somebody else needs you for another. Please, son, look and have mercy. Have mercy over our home, Lord. Have mercy. Have mercy. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around.
You are listening to The Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Reis the Ruler. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, in on a Thursday.
Yeah,
Mondays and Thursdays.
That is weird, Ruthie. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, here you go, Reis.
I've been trying to tell you. I feel like you need more days, Ruthie. Here, man. I don't know.
I do feel like she pulled the move on us.
And then you pulled a Monday, Wednesday, so you can't really put another
Right,
day
right.
right by it. That's why she did it. Because then she's going back to back days. You feel me? So she can't do it.
See how she did the
like,
strategy.
Monday,
She laid it out. She laid it out.
What you think would be better, Reis?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm with you. Nah. You know what?
You see, y'all are
Tuesday,
just
Thursday.
accustomed. Y'all are accustomed to that particular method. I think it's because it is even 3 days, 2 days.
Well, you know what? I think since I understand why you come on Monday because of our meeting day, it's in the Thursday work. So what you should do is, our meeting every other, right? So it should be Tuesday and Thursdays in the time when you had a meeting.
No, I can't. I never keep up with that. I wouldn't know what the hell was
What
going
about
on.
Mondays and Fridays?
Listen, she just spacing it out. She just spacing it. Hey, only if you add Wednesday in there.
Technically, that's not bad.
Monday and
because,
Friday. Actually, Monday and
they
Friday.
close together.
Monday and Friday is not actually that bad. That's actually the same amount of time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah.
That might not be bad. I'm gonna leave well enough alone right now. We kind of got a little flow going on, so I'm not.
Miss you,
tripping.
Ruthie. That's all.
Um,
When Big James called, he always say, Ruthie.
Ruthie, tell Ruthie to come in a bikini next week.
No pretty girls.
Like he's right. He
Not
like
a bikini.
Ruthie. The
Jeezy
brother called
Pete's.
in this mug. He was like, if you ain't gonna sit in, he did want a bikini clad woman to sit in your chair while you weren't here. Yes. Now he's saying, I'll take Ruthie. But if you gonna do something else, could you get one of them fine pretty ladies with a girl, James Turner? But no, Ruthie, he'd be like, Ruthie not in that chair today. What's going on? I'll be like, oh.
I'm gonna keep it right at 2 days.
When you're not there, he just put a pitch on the side.
He
of the
put
left
his picture
side
on the
of
thing.
left side
Right.
Of the TV.
I'm gonna get a Ruthie cutout and I'm gonna put it right there. Ruthie, what do you think about this? I'm gonna be like, I burn it down. It's just gonna say, we're gonna make a Ruthie doll. And it's just gonna say, Ruthie, what are you thinking? Reese, what I want you to do, just tape Ruthie saying burn it down. And I want that to be a clip. So when she ain't here, we be like, what are we gonna do about this? Burn it down! And then what we got to do is get a graphic that goes out with a little Ruthie that walks out.
That's funny.
Burn it down! All right, y'all. It's the Mace Jackson Show. I did not do any headlines. Shout out to Dr. Janice Jackson, who Chicago Hope went to Morgan Park High School yesterday and gave all of those students, their seniors, scholarships to attend college. Shout out to Dr. Janice Jackson. I still am a little bothered. I feel like I can't, if I say something, then they're going to be like, F him anyway. But not Dr. Jackson, whoever was the communication staff, I do think it was a little callous that during Black History Month, the layout of all of these scholarships, especially if you knew you were going to Morgan Park the next day, like give us the same props, right? Like during Black History Month, that's historical black leader, black woman, does historical black thing by giving black kids the opportunity. She's giving all kids, but give us our month. Give us our respect. I appreciate them going over to Morgan Park, and I'm so grateful for the scholarship opportunities that are being afforded our community. So all love. Just, hey, y'all you gotta say something. Like if we don't say something and be like, hey, did you think about? Because white folks will certainly...
No, straight up. That does matter.
Okay. So, can I say that without it being a diss to Dr. Jackson?
Yes, because I think sometimes things are beyond the control of certain people. And so, Dr. Jackson know that we support and got her back. So, we can say it. She probably can't, but we can say it. Okay. And I feel like Dr. Jackson has given us the wink and the nod. And so... I hope that she can appreciate us putting a little bit of pressure, not on her, but now she can say, okay, So I think sometimes that's what people need. They need that level of support so that they can know that black people still matter.
Okay. And we got your back, Dr. Jackson, so we proud of you. Just tell them people, man. On the last week of Black History Month, if y'all's then wait. If you were going to do that, then wait a week. Whew. Did you see Russia moves on Ukraine? I did not know, though, that Kiev was the capital of Russia, was where Russia was born in Ukraine. And they feel like that's their ancestral
They want it.
They like, and they going to take it.
We're the same.
Give it to us. Give it to me. Right. Speaking of Putin, Have you seen about Vladmir Villegas?
Who is Vladmir Villegas?
Gilbert, chairman of the Latino caucus. They are treating the Latino caucus is acting like Russia. Like they acting like a military power. They using their weapons. They ain't got the infrastructure, but they certainly got the weapons. And they have declared Vladmir Villegas has declared that the end of negotiations on the map. We are going to war. Black people still talking about some. Do they know how much it's gonna cost? They like it ain't our money. And if we spend the money and we go to war and we get the land, so are we gonna be Russia? I mean, are we gonna be the United States or are we gonna be Ukraine? We gonna get shot, or are we gonna be the United States and start putting sanctions on the Latino oligarchs?
Come on.
See, to me, if you know that the oligarchs behind Vladmir Villegas are making money at the city, county, and state, you should cut off the spigot.
That's what them sanctions do.
Start
with the banks.
Let me tell you, there would be no way a lobbyist would be talking this cash smack and get anything passed at any level of government. If that was me, they would be calling my clients, telling them, please don't even think about bringing anything in front of us. He don't got no fear of retaliation. So I just don't want to be. See, I feel like, we said we ain't going to put no troops on the ground, but I think it's time for us to start exercising some economic sanctions. So all the people if you spend money on this war, just understand who you creating a war with. Now, are we going to be Ukraine or are we going to be the United States? Because Vladmir Villegas is 100% Russian. He is Putining it up on us. He is. He talking cash, and he like, I did, and then he went and got some allies. Now he got the white folks on his team. They like, come on. I must break you. I'm telling you. So right now the Black Caucus has decided we're going to be the Ukraine or the United States. See how this is all working out together?
Speaking of comparisons, he teamed up with the white folks.
Yes.
Who is really China.
Bingo. He done got with China. Meanwhile, the white folks sitting back like,
hey, but you see how it's all about a land grab?
Meanwhile, I asked one question and they, I don't really feel like my feelings was hurt. And I think now that I think about the Tamon Bradley thing, I didn't realize it was like I kind of, because after the show, anyway, we'll talk about that some more. But Vladmir Villegas has declared the end of negotiations and they are stockpiling. He said, we getting money, we ready to get our message out, we are ready for war. Black folks steady talking about, do they know how much it's going to... It's like we don't get that they want a war. Like we trying to be diplomatic. Meanwhile, I feel like the Ukrainian prime minister like, what y'all waiting on? Do y'all not see they got guns and weapons and... Okay, though. Shout out to my man Vlad. I'm just telling you, if y'all occupy our lands, I'm moving. I'm just saying. I mean, you see the Russians just took over. They just said, we taking this. Latinos like, we just gonna take it. Ruthie.
It's because it's integral to their continued world domination.
Ruthie, did you read? And yesterday when I asked at the forum about this same thing, they laughed at me. They straight up laughed at me. The next day in the paper, this fool is declaring war. And we cannot say black. We can't say black. They done went with progressive. They done went and got white people and Latinos teaming up. Vladmir Villegas. Will we be Ukraine or will we be the United States? I'm just saying right now, the mastermind for the Russians is 100%, not 100%. His business is dependent. He is an oligarch. He's a warrior oligarch. My premise is cut his shoot. See, but y'all don't want to do that. Because we still don't want to fight. Like they are counting on the fact that, remember Baddest Man hit my hand? Mm-hmm. You still ain't hit my hand yet. You still ain't hit my... We getting... Again? All right, it's only so many I'm going to take. Vladmir Villegas. He pushing it, right? When I saw the missiles go off in Russia this morning, I was like, oh, dang. And you know, Gil was a military man, too, so he a Marine, so you're a little crazy. You know you're a little crazy if you're a Marine. No trip. Not in a diss way. But you know, Marines, like, when you decide if you're going, I love the Army, because you know, you say I'm going to the Marines, Joe.
Hoorah.
Yeah. So, watch Vladimir. Huh?
My daddy was a Marine.
I believe it. I bet you know how to hunt with a knife. I bet you could sew your arm up. If you had a wound, you probably could be like on the movies, be like,
I'll be like, ah!
pass me that drink, give me a swing. It still hurt, damn it. This didn't help. Man, did you see on Rambo that time when did you ever watch First Blood?
No.
You never saw First Blood?
I saw Rambo. What's wrong with you?
Ruthie, you never saw Rambo?
Rambo.
You should see
Y'all
Rambo.
talking about Kimbo Slice? I'm just playing.
Ruthie, you never saw you never saw the original First Blood.
Rambo? Is that with Arnold Schwarzenegger? No.
Sylvester Stallone.
Okay, I was close. I've
close.
seen clips of that. Didn't he have his chest out with a bullet thing around him or something?
That was like Rambo. That was.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about First Blood.
Nope.
When you never saw First Blood.
Mm-mm.
When him and Kevin Dennehy he went into he went in the mine and he was a Vietnam vet, and then he got shot and then he had to sew his arm up, and then that was when we first saw the survival knife. Man, I wanted to sew my arm. I tried. I swear I tried. I stuck myself with that needle one time and was like, oh, this is nah. What? No.
What, Maze?
Hey man, we used to think we was there was a time when I thought I was going to the Army and I was going to be a Green Beret.
Okay.
And so I used to practice.
Okay.
Like when we was kids, we used to run through, we used to have hunting knives. We would go to U-Mart and you could go in the Chinese store, had them hunting knives that they would let your parents wouldn't even know. And then you could screw the cap. It had a compass on the top and inside it had a survival kit. Like it had a sewing kit because everybody wanted to sew their arm like Rambo. And then it had fishing wire and a hook and everything in it. And then you could take the knife and then you could hold it up in case you was in the woods and find your way. You don't remember that? Y'all didn't never have no survival knives? Y'all remember when John Rambo pulled out that knife and it was black and it had the... Man, we all went and got them bad boys.
From the store?
Yeah, the Chinese store, U-Mart. On the corner, right? No, it was right around the corner from Dominic's. And it was you could try a mail order, but they was the first people to have it in the store.
Mm.
Then we was taking them to school and everything.
Mm.
It was crazy. That was before it was before school shooters.
You're going to be on the news now doing that.
It's just school stabbers, Ruthie.
No, we didn't. I mean, it'd be whoosh. Everybody be outside dressed in their camouflage with their boots, and we'll go to the cliffs. We'll go to the cliffs. Because then the knife had a saw on it, so you could cut the little trees down and stuff.
You had this in school too, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, all right.
Because we would go to the cliffs right after school.
No wonder we got metal detectors now. Okay, keep going.
How many school shootings, how many school stabbings during my...
stabbings.
There wasn't none in Bolingbrook.
You right.
I'm just saying. The streets of Bolingbrook, dude. Don't you get it twisted. All right, y'all. Dang. I was watching Frederick Douglass last night in 5 speeches. I know. I feel like my kids are so lucky. Because that would have been one of them things I would have been like, nope, sit down. Watch. But anyway, I was watching Frederick Douglass in 5 speeches, and it seems like black people go through the same cycle with leadership, where you like them, then they become part of the establishment, then you hate them, and then it's a diss fest, and then same cycle. But anyway, one of the things that I thought about you, and I thought about the 761 Gun Club, and I thought about Jet Firearms Training. And Frederick Douglass said one of his proudest moments was to see black soldiers because they were armed. They had guns.
Oh, wow.
And they had the ability to kill white people. And it was one of the signs of freedom to him, was one of the biggest signs of freedom to him was a black man having the ability to even hold a gun. And just think about how they've tricked us on this gun thing. and made us be like, oh, how terrible it is. But I mean, it was crazy. He was like, to see that soldier with that gun and that musk, it was like that was the most the most American ever. And it's like,
I mean,
the white folks,
we was founded on that, right?
White folks still be rocking their guns. We be like, don't you.
But ain't that one of the reasons why they didn't want to arm black people? Because they knew.
And they didn't want you to read neither. It was like, read about this. This stuff ain't, man, it was crazy. All right, shout out to Don C. You know, I was thinking yesterday, so I ran into Don C yesterday on my memes. You know who Don C is, right?
Mm-mm.
So Don C, if you watch the Kanye Jesus, he was one of the people that was a local guy that was one of the early believers in Kanye, one of his early managers. But it was like, there was a rivalry in Chicago at one point where, like, during that 90s and the late 90s, early 2000s, it was like a marketing promotions kind of rivalry that was going on with all of the companies, everybody doing promotions, marketing. You know how we click up and everybody turned their joint into, thought they was going. Anyway, Don C went on to be Universal with Kanye, but then he created his own space and got into clothing. So then he started, like, he just opened up a store in Milan. He's done like all of those hats. Like he did a partnership with the NBA and streetwear, but he just became the Bulls streetwear consultant. So he's going to be doing all the design work for the Bulls. But he also he's like internationally renowned now, like sort of like a Virgil Abloh, but more for streetwear. He was at Soho yesterday, and I was thinking about, and it was kind of like he had, you know, he'd been all around the world. And so, you know, you come home and you know how people be like, man, so I just decided today I was going to give him a shout out because I was thinking about like coming home, like after going and conquering the world and coming home and people at the crib be like, man, we don't care. So shout out to Don C. Shout out to Cootie. Shout out to shout out to everybody from Chicago who has left and is coming back or has left and made us proud. It was real to them. We was out here, it was guns and everything going. We was on it. But it is good to see that we've all grown. Like, it was crazy to be 20 years later and, you know, you see everybody and like those people that turned what we were doing into, like, we 50 now. So I can't be mad, right? And it's like, so that was just dope. Shout out to Don C. Shout out to Happy. Shout out to Erica. Irk and Jerk. Everybody, it was a little reunion going on up at the old Soho yesterday. Shout out to Maurice Gunn. Shout out to Sean Chaney. Shout out to everybody who was up in the building doing their thing yesterday. I was feeling the kind of way. Like an OG sort of. OG-ish. Like, you know what? We did our thing around these pieces. And we still here. There's a lot of people we can't talk about that's, you know. All right, man. Maze Jackson Show. I think I hit all my headlines. Oh, hide your kids, hide your women.
Why?
The Bulls signed Tristan Thompson.
Oh, hide your white women.
He only mess.
Thank you.
We
White
good.
women. We good. We straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Look, y'all like how y'all did that. Yeah. All right. Well, then on that note, we'll move on. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages. We're going to play. I got some questions, so we're going to talk about a lot of stuff when we come back. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
This is Monster
Get your savings coupon from participating Great Clip salons and save 20% on select tickets. See savings coupon for restrictions and details. Coming to Allstate Arena February 25th through 27th.
Steve Stanton.
Let's reminisce. Yeah. Woo. See, I remember the first day we met. A Thursday night at the club I'll never forget. Do you remember the words that I said? One night in my bed you'll never regret. And you, with your pretty brown eyes, I knew, baby, you would change my life. And you opened up my eyes to see I'm excited for our future, but I love our history. Let's throw back to the day that we first met. Let's throw back, I never will forget. Let's throw back to when we fell in love. Let's throw back, babe. I wanna throw back, babe. Is it just me? Don't you miss those nights sexing on the beach, playing Isley Brothers in between the sheets? And now we're taking flights from London to Belize, and we're popping bottles, endless shopping sprees. Still sexy as can be. I knew you're still the only one for me. Yeah. I'm feeling lucky as can be. I'm excited for our future, but I love our history. Yeah. To the day that we first met, let's throw back. I really wanna know. Let's throw back. Let's go back. Fell in love. Let's throw back. Let's go. I wanna throw back. Oh, come on now. We were making love to the first time we last reminisce of the whip. We were making love. Come on now. Let's throw back. Oh, all I wanna do is throw it back. That's all I wanna do. Come on now. Let's throw back, babe. I wanna throw back, babe. Let's throw back, everybody. Let's throw back. If you love somebody, let's throw back. Talk about the love. Let's throw back. Let's throw. I wanna throw back. Reminisce on how it used to be. Oh yeah.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
If you ain't trying to help us, don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's May and Riis and Ruthie and Ty, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed to solve wrong.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Ruthie Moore, plus my man, DJ Riis, the ruler, who took the plane off without me.
It was an overlay, so that wasn't your plane, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I heard it in the back. All right, well, then in that case, Riis, what I'd like to do now then is get the plane, the soul plane, up to 60,000 feet. Let's get this bad boy up and away. It is the Maze Jackson Show. We are 60,000 feet in the air. I want to, you know what? I'm going to do something real quick. Riis, switch over. I am going to, yesterday, I played a lot of video, particularly of myself, because I do tend to love myself. But yesterday, also at that conference, Dr. Audrey was in the building, and it kind of goes to my social media question of the day, which is it time for a black mentality reset? I think oftentimes, Riis, Ruthie, and listening to a lot of our elected officials, I'm starting to believe that they think they are. Like, I was listening, and I've been playing it back a few times, and I really believe that deep in their hearts that they believe that they're doing the right thing.
Of course.
They think, like, y'all ain't seeing everything that we're doing. And 2 days ago, at the Next Generation of Black Leaders in Illinois Government, our very own Dr. Audrey Tanksley also posed a question. And yesterday, I did not play that question. And so today, because I want to give her props too, I'm going to play Dr. Audrey's question, and I'm going to give us an opportunity to respond. Oh, I know what I didn't do. I did not welcome the Saints from WBGX 1570 AM. Thank you all for tuning in every day, Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 8. That is when the Saints get here. You can give us a call at 872-259-7474. Plus, the Sinners get here every day at 9 o'clock. They're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. They get here at 6, and they stay all the way till 9. Regardless of how you take us in, I just want to tell you, take us in. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching the Mays Jackson Show. Next up is Dr. Audrey Tanksley, because I really want to know, is it time for a black mentality reset? I think it kind of came out in Dr. Audrey's question at the forum for the Next Generation of Black Leaders in Illinois Government. So, Riis, you got me queued up. I'm going to go ahead and play Dr. Audrey's question. Let's take off the mute and go.
Thank you so much. This was a really great panel. My name is Dr. Audrey Tanksley. I'm an internal medicine and addiction medicine physician. And as we talk about things like Healthy Chicago and Healthy Cook County, what we often see, especially in the Black community, is that when the 750 million or however many millions of dollars come to the community, they go to the same organizations that are wrought and with systemic racism in themselves, and are not trauma-informed in themselves. And so the care that they continue to give to our community continues to perpetuate the gap that we have in health equity and in life expectancy and all of these things. And so I'd like to know how the city, how the county is looking at new organizations that are directly responding to the needs of the Black community. Because we talk about people of color, but realistically, when we look at the data, it is Black people that are consistently dying at higher rates, Black people that are consistently at the lower end of all spectrums. And so I'd like to specifically know how we're addressing that. And not just giving the same dollars to the same organizations that are not changing the outcomes.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I appreciate that question. And you're right. If we look at the life expectancy gap, it's really Black Chicagoans and then
that's your soror,
everybody else. COVID has changed that a little bit, and so we're seeing some trends, but still an 8+ year gap between Black Chicagoans and everybody else. We're trying to make some changes or reforms in how we get dollars out. I mentioned the Readiness Summit. We have been listening to a lot of our smaller organizations and what they're telling us are the barriers to their participation in the opportunities that we give. So, for example, we're starting to pilot a cash advance because a lot of times organizations aren't applying for funds because they cannot front the money, and we have a reimbursement system. So we're trying to make policy changes like that will open the door. Also trying to think about different ways to structure giving so that, again, smaller organizations that have been on the ground doing the work can participate maybe through another organization. We have a grant right now, Healthy Chicago Equity Zone grant, that has regional grantees, but then they had to work to identify at the community level organizations that could be in leadership roles. So we're trying to rethink how we structure how money gets out, and also think about the policies that make it difficult for organizations to participate. But I would say that we've heard this, the mayor has heard this, completely agree that it can't be the same people over and over again, and we have to think as a city. And she's challenged us to think as a city about those barriers that result in kind of the same old over and over again. I appreciate the question.
What? It's the Mace Jackson Show. Doctor, why you laugh, Reese? Because of the Mace?
Such a troublemaker, Mace.
I'll be feeling sensitive about these things sometimes. I really do. Because I didn't really take it in the way y'all took it. I just be trying to be lighthearted, but like I'd never want to be a caricature or like a joke. Right? Like what's in it for the black people should never be a joke. I think I'm gonna have to start doing some push-ups so I could be like Tyrone. So I could wear me a V-neck. No, I'm just playing.
It's not that it's funny. It's that oftentimes that is people's reactions to being uncomfortable and being unsettled is to chuckle or let out a laugh or to say, uh-oh. So I think it's more of a response to them being uncomfortable, and they play it off as, to downplay it, which is not okay.
I agree with you, Ruthie. I told him yesterday, I said, it didn't even matter like what he said. He could have said bubblegum in the dish. And that they immediately already had judged me before he even said a word. Uh-oh.
I didn't even have a What's in it for the black people hoodie on.
Uh-oh. I was like, that ain't even like who said that on the discussion? Like, uh-oh, like what is that referring to? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's uh-oh? Yeah, I ain't like that at all. I was... Yeah. I was like, hold on now. I got a new question first. What's uh-oh? That's all I asked. I'm going to ask my friend.
I got a new question.
I got a new, right. What's uh-oh? Like,
what you mean?
Why did I make you say uh-oh? Like, what type of... Nobody else came up here and said uh-oh. Like...
That's what she did. She did that.
What I just said?
People rolling their eyes when he walked up, and like this, it's so crazy.
Hold on. I want to go back to Dr. Audrey's question, but I do want you to hear that. I do feel like you need to hear this, Ruthie, because I needed you here yesterday. I did. I really did. Here, let's do this. Listen to this. I'm going to take it back just a little.
That's right. How you doing? My name is Mace Jackson.
So we're trying to rethink how we structure.
That's the question. Is it time to rethink how we structure what we do?
Make it difficult for organizations to participate. But I would say that we've heard this. The mayor has heard this. Completely agree that it can't be the same people over and over again, and we have to think as a city. And she's challenged us to think as a city about those barriers that result in kind of the same old over and over again.
But they're telling us the same old thing. Here we go.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people? That's right. How you doing? My name is Mace Jackson, and I just have a question.
Listen to her after I do the question.
As next generation black leaders, right? Because when I came here, this was about the next generation of black leaders. I want to know what the future of what you all see as the future of Black Chicago, particularly as I hear us continually talking about people of color, and as we're watching this people of color debate play out in the city council. And additionally, where do you believe we fit as it relates to the rights of undocumented immigrants to vote in municipal elections, because we're seeing it happen around the country, and it is part of the disenfranchisement of black people, not people of color. So I'd like to hear a response to that.
She showed us that. And look, they laughing, chuckling. Look,
Who
look
wants
at
to
that.
take a crack at that?
I applaud you, Maze.
I think May's question was loaded, and I if he could repeat it,
She wouldn't let me repeat
helpful.
it.
I applaud you on that composure.
It's the Maze Jackson Show. Is it time that we rethink how we do things? I think it came out in Audrey's question. And I really think it came out in how the Black Caucus members react to me, or reacted, and the people that were there reacted. And I think it reflects the mentality change that we have to have. Right now, Vladmir Villegas is advancing on the Black community. Tamon Bradley on the way out the door said, man, we got to get you more included in the conversation because what you're saying is right. Now, again, I see the disrespect, and I didn't see it at the, like, I feel like that's part of the reason why I don't like to do this stuff is because it's like, it's so many times, it's like I feel like Noah, because you in the rain barking. It's like literally raining now. And I think a lot, unlike a lot of our audience, I don't think that the Black Caucus in and of itself is trying to undermine or a part of a conspiracy to take down Black people. I think that they are unwitting participants. Like, I think that they have got you so focused on looking over here that you don't understand. Like, again, Gilbert Villegas said in the paper today, we are done talking. We are done. We're done talking. Ain't no more. We know it's going to a map. We know it's going to a war. They are trying to take wards based on the question that I asked. Mm-hmm. And the question, Audrey said the same thing. You got this conference of the next generation of Black leaders in Illinois government. And they are still running the old playbook. Like, they are still operating as though the Latino caucus is still some upstart little group that you still get to pat on the head and that we brothers and sisters. They're declaring war while we are like, come on in. Is it time to reevaluate who our real friends and enemies are? Like, I think that we're still saying people of color. I think if you pay attention to Audrey, if you pay attention to my question, if you pay attention to Tyrone or Gregory, as he liked to call him, Gregory, because he was finessing Greg. You gotta ask yourself, is it time? Like, I think we're still playing in the wrong playbook, Ruthie. Like, I honestly think that the Black elected officials are still operating as though we're in 2005 and Mays and Mark and Paul and all of those people are just mad at the Black. Like, we aren't even at a fight with y'all no more. The fight is not with you. The fight is to wake you up and be like, they're outside. And oftentimes we are such in a position where we're more inclined to beat on our own people than fight that. Ruthie, you remember external? We got to take care of ourselves while we can't be destroyed ourselves internally while the external threats. And it's crazy to me how dismissive we can be of our own plight in a situation like this. It's amazing to me. And so I got to ask you, is it time for us to have a reset? I don't think that our elected officials right now recognize that they're on the plate. Like, I think they so used to being my colleague.
They think they at the table, but they own the table.
Right. And I think it's like, Ruthie, if I sit next to you and I hold you tight and I be cool with you and we in Springfield and we kicking it and we, right? But the whole time, I'm really the ops. Did anybody see the Red Wedding in Game of Thrones? You didn't watch it. You watched Game of Thrones? The Red Wedding. Remember the Red Wedding where what's the son? Anyway, the dudes that had the wolves. Right? Remember he went in that he was supposed to marry his daughter. He faked them on the daughter so they was cool. They had him drinking, kicking it. And then all of a sudden the music comes on and they kill every one of them in the room, including the mama, including the kids. They killed the dog. But we are sitting at the table like we all good.
Good analogy.
This is the Red Wedding. If you have seen Game of Thrones, and if you haven't, go to YouTube and watch the Red Wedding. We are sitting amongst the people that are plotting our death. And I'm saying this figuratively and politically. So Vladmir Villegas has told you, negotiations are over. We are 1,000% sure we are going to the map, and we got our white people with us. And because y'all split, when I tell y'all how this whole puzzle fits together, you're going to be like, damn. So, part of the reason that they're excited about the referendum is because they know that black people ain't really excited about this vote. They know that black people ain't got nothing on the ticket. They know there's nothing in it for black people this election cycle. So understanding that there's nothing in it for the black people on this election cycle, yes, I want to have the remap battle during the time when black people have the least reason to vote. Because they don't trust their leaders. They not listening to them. So, and they don't have the war. They don't have the resources. Not going to talk to you about how this historic state ballot is going to be a negative, what happened at the state level politics is going to have a negative impact on what happens in the remap process. So imagine, and I'm going to take that for at 7, we're going to talk about that at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Because with the depressed turnout, with white folks excited to go vote, to take this map-making process out of the hands of the inside crooked machine politicians, nigga, when you got the keys to the throne, we ain't letting you have it. I told you about how when black people get to power, then they, just like Chris Welch. Now we want term limits now. Kerry became the president. White guy proposes, well, how about we have term limits now? Terry O'Brien was the president of Metropolitan Water Rec for 30 years. Not one question. So now, I just feel like there has not been a paradigm shift in how, being cool and having dinner is okay, but understand we at war. And I feel like they be at dinner like, oh, this is my friend. When Chewie say kill, all y'all getting killed. How do we help? It's so crazy to me that they don't understand that anytime you empower one of them, it's gonna. Okay, so let me just help y'all understand. Remember when I told you I took MLI? And in the class, they told the Latinos to look around each other and said, some of you are Democrats, some of you are Republicans, some of you are corporate, some of you are. But when the time comes, you all share the common denominator. And all of these people that we see are in play came from this program. You could talk all the smack you want to talk about MLI, but the leadership of the black community, of the Latino community, is rolling through their community. Reese, put me on break. I got to talk to Lakesia Collins because we're going to be talking to her in a hot second. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
Get your savings coupon from participating Great Clip salons and save 20% on select tickets. See savings coupon for restrictions and details. Coming to Allstate Arena February 25th through 27th.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 7:32 a.m. and I'm Reese the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. On a Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop is now 41 minutes. Outbound to O'Hare will be 24. On the Edens Deerfield to the Exchange will be 47 minutes. Exchange back out to Deerfield will only be 28. On the Eisenhower, it is now 57 minutes. Thorndale to the Loop and 42 minutes back out to Thorndale. On the Stevenson, 50 minutes from I-355 to the Dan Ryan. Outbound will be only 30. On the Bishop Ford, I-80 to the Dan Ryan will be 43 minutes, 36 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan is now 21 minutes to the Loop, but still 13 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South, 55th to Jackson will be 9 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 7. On the north side of things, Randolph to Bryn Mawr 8, but Bryn Mawr to Randolph is now 9. Today's weather, it is currently 27 degrees and cloudy. Today will only be a high of 28 now and a low of 18. I'm Reese the Ruler. Now here's what's in it for the black people here on the Maze Jackson Show.
For the black people, for the black people, for the black people, for the black people. What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the black people? Let's show it. What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the black people? Let's show it. For the black people, 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 for the black people.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my girl, Ruthie Moore. Look, we're looking for State Representative Lakesia Collins to come in. Give us a call, though, 872-259-7474. The phone lines are open, 872-259-7474. I'm not mad at Vladmir Villegas. It's like if you feel like you can punk somebody, punk them. Right? Like if you feel like you can get the concessions, if they not gonna stop you, take it. I feel like that's what the gangsters say. If I can't take it, I break it. How they do that? They got a whole little. I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna stop. Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Is it time for us to rethink how we do our thing? Who are our friends? Who are our enemies? We need to do some relationship mapping. Relationship maps are important because I'm not exactly sure who our friends are right now. And I'm not sure that our legislators are. I'm not sure that our media is. I'm just not sure. Give us a call. 872-259-7474. Ruthie, what am I missing, kid?
What's the alternative?
Well, I think we got to decide that. I think we got to take a realistic look at where we sit in this fight and really identify who are our allies, who are our enemies, who are the abstainers. Man, call in. The number 872-259-7474. Give us a call. Riis, you get this call. Look at the call. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Give us a call. 872-259-7474. Usually you put up a sign that say callers. Call us.
Saying it's open, like it's open.
Oh, I thought you were saying it's calls. Man. Okay, open up the phone lines because I want to talk to Lakesia Collins. Lakesia Collins is 872-259-7474. 872-259-7474. Riis, I'm expecting a call from Lakesia, State Representative Lakesia Collins, so be on the lookout for that too. I don't know if you saw the story about State Representative Lakesia Collins, Ruthie.
Looked it up.
But apparently she was on the floor of the Illinois House of Representatives when a white member felt that it was okay for him Dang, I hate when they do this. Robot, how you asking me if I'm not a robot? You the damn robot.
Please click all the trees.
Good God. And then when you be clicking all the trees, it be like it ain't the trees.
Yeah, the little verified thing. You right.
Or the little stuff that had like the letters and it be, be like, bro, I can't read
Write
that,
this
man.
code. Like, I don't know what
code.
to say. Yeah.
All right. So I really want to understand. Let me see if I can find this clip real quick. And then we're going to set it up. We'll set the clip up for what happened. Hold on. And then, boom. Let me close this. Let's go here. Riis, get ready. Switch over. We are going to play a clip of what transpired last week in Springfield. This is after kind of all the action that happened. This is towards the end of it. But then after we explain, we're going to play the clip. And then after we play the clip, we're going to bring in State Representative Lakesia Collins, who has been a longtime listener to the Maze Jackson Show. I'll tell y'all that story when we get when we get that a little bit later. But right now, this is the aftermath of the disrespect of State Representative Lakesia Collins. Let me see. I got the volume up. Volume is up. Here we go. Let me start it over. That is the aftermath of State Representative Lakesia Collins after Republican State Representative Steve Reich. You know what? I'm not going to tell you the story. I'm going to let, on the live line, we have live from Springfield, State Representative Lakesia Collins. Representative Collins, welcome to the Maze Jackson Show. How are you?
Good morning, Maze. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. First of all, it's crazy that you have to come on the show under these circumstances. I got to tell y'all, I ran into Representative, back up. Before she was Representative Lakesia Collins, she was Lakesia Collins, and she was getting on the plane. And we was on, where were we going? Where were we going?
To New Orleans. I was going to a conference.
You was going to New Orleans for a conference, and so this lady is on the plane, and she come back and she started talking to me, and I'm like, what is it? She tell me she listened to the show, the whole thing. Then all of a sudden, I'm at a party this summer. I think we had State Representative Curtis Tarver's party, and she like, I thought you was, because you know she went in the Art Turner spot, right? And so you know my cousin, my nephew, Aaron was running, and so you know I jumped in the race for Aaron, and so I saw we was standing on the porch, we kicking it, we having a good time, having a drink, and she said I listen to the show all the time. I said, you a lie? She said, you remember that time I was on the plane and I came all the way back from my road just to say something, and then I ain't talked to you since then because I thought you was gonna act funny. But I'm going to tell you, we were on that porch, and after our conversation, I opened up the doors. I really wanted to be part of Black People First, too, but that's a whole nother story. We'll talk about that. But I was super, it was one of those conversations where, you know, where you feel like, man, that's somebody that in the future, if we ever have the opportunity to work together, you'd be looking forward to working together. And I think we said we were going to get you on the show, and, you know, everything gets crazy. But when I got to be honest, I saw this thing floating through Capitol Facts, and I never stopped to read it. And then I stopped and read it and said, what? He did who?
Yeah.
What the? Wait, stop. So back up. Tell me exactly what happened. Because did I hear somebody put their finger in your face and curse? So just Tyrone. Gregory. Gregory. Gentlemen, Black men, I want you to take a moment and I want you to pay very close attention to this story. Representative, tell us what happened to you last week in Springfield with one of your non-colleagues, because that wasn't no shit no colleague. Excuse me. Sorry, Saints. That wasn't no colleague. That ain't nothing that no colleagues do. So talk to me about what happened.
Okay. Well, one, I want to say good morning to Ruthie and Riis.
Good morning.
I watch you guys every morning as well. But what I would say is that so last week we started session on a Tuesday, and the Republicans decided that they wanted to, you know, do a protest and not wear their mask inside the chamber. And for folks that don't know at home, we set, you know, a set of rules at the beginning of every General Assembly where we have to follow those rules in our chamber. And so they decided, hey, we're not going to do this today. And for me, I have a son who has asthma, right? And today's his birthday, Antonio.
Happy birthday, Antonio.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And so I was a little bit pissed off at what I saw going on, right? And I, you know, requested to speak on the mic. I addressed what was going on, and I said, hey, if they're not going to follow the rules, then they shouldn't be in here because they're putting us all at risk. And so the next day, nothing happened that day, right? But the next day, I requested to move a motion. So this is where we take a vote on removing those members from the chamber. And so back up Tuesday, it was only like 6 of them. But then Wednesday, it was 8 of them or 9 of them. And I withdrew that motion because we would take it forever. And we all know that when it's deadline week, you got to get your bills in and get them out so they can be read on the floor and move to the second chamber. And so I withdrew the motion that day. But I was really upset about that because I'm like, they're trying to slow down our process. And we know that this session was going to be short because, of course, the election year. And so Thursday, when the altercation took place, I just went all the way through. I called the motion again. I called out 9 members, and we voted to remove them off the floor. And so one of the members that I called, which was Representative Wright, he sits a little bit behind me. And so because we have the majority in the House, some of us Democrats move over a little bit in their section.
So
in
back
the front
up.
row.
Let me back up, because this is one of the points that I was confused about, and I think it's important, guys, that you understand this. So in Springfield, the Republicans and the Democrats sit on separate sides of the chamber, but because there are so many Democrats in Springfield, some of the Democrats are forced to sit on the Republican side. Does that make sense? So, like, imagine if you, like, y'all all in the lunchroom and your whole squad is over there, and then you got to go sit at the white table. Okay? So I just want to put that, and the white people don't want you at the table. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yep. So, and it's like 2 rows of black magic, right? Black men and women excellence, right? And so he sits a little bit behind me. And I didn't see that he had put on his mask. And so I guess he was a little bit upset about that. And we went to caucus. Republicans left out the chamber. Democrats left out. I stayed in the chamber only because sometimes I do that. I mean, we're Zooming, you know, so I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to sit here, forget it, because you never know when they'll come back. And Representative West was behind me, and he was in there. And Leader Evans, he sits, of course, on the Democratic side, further to the windows. And so he was walking up to me to, you know, see if I was okay, because that debate got really heated. I don't know if you seen any coverage over that.
You need to send that to me, and I'll play that back. But we don't have that. So no, back up. I want y'all, let me set the scene for you all. So imagine you in the lunchroom. You have to sit on the white side, right? Everybody else is leaving out the lunchroom, but you've settled into your side on the thing. You kind of figured yourself out, and everybody leaving out to go to another meeting to switch classes, and you sitting around beside yourself at the table, still on the white side of the room in the cafeteria, but you there by yourself, right? You got 2 brothers that are in the building, but you are there as a solo black woman. The rest of the people in the room are men. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And so, Leader Evans, he comes over. He's acting like, hey, you okay? You know, you did a good job. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. But then the next thing you know, this tall, and I'm trying not to curse because I'm a cussing politician, but this tall guy, Stephen Reich, if you know him, he's like 6'6", 6'7", heavy set man.
How tall are you?
He leans over
How tall
me.
are you? Back up.
I'm 5'3". I'm
5'3", 6'6".
And I'm sitting down. And he says to me, keep my name out your mouth. And so I'm like, you know, I chuckled a little bit because I'm like, okay, dude, where are we going with this? And so then he points his hand in my face, and it was so close to where if I had not moved my head back, his little dirty finger would have touched my nose. And so he said, keep my effing name out your mouth. And so at that point, I jumped up because I'm like, wait a minute, are you effing serious? And so Leader Evans, you know, immediately moved in between us, and Representative West is going behind him to pull him back. What really ticked me off was the fact that even when these men were trying to pull him away from me, he was like staring me down, like, I hate you type of stare, right? And he was still trying to come back towards me as if he was going to hit me. So, yes, I felt threatened in that moment. And it's just like the fact that you had the audacity to do that, or the privilege to think it was okay to step in my face, cuss at me like that, and then, you know, threaten me to keep my name out my mouth.
Nope, back up. Tell how it went. He said what? You don't got to say the word, but you say what he said, but don't say the word, but you can say what he said.
Right. He said, keep my effing name out your mouth. And that wasn't the first time he had said it, but he kept pointing at me. So, you know, even when Leader Evans stepped in and said, hey man, back up, he was still coming towards me. And like even Riis, and Riis is kind of tall, he was trying to, you know, pull him back from behind. And it had got to the point where Leader Evans was like pushing him, you know, away. But he was still like coming towards me a little bit. And when he realized that I was like extremely upset at what he was doing and calling him out on it, that's when the cameras were rolling in. And I guess he just felt like because other people were walking in from our side, you know, like, let me just back away. But if they were not there, I honestly believe that man would have hit me. And I told him that.
So I need to stop right there. So let me back up. We here. So let me back up. The challenge, and I want y'all to understand this. Regardless of what your thoughts are regarding what our caucus is doing, that is unacceptable. Right? Like, that is unacceptable. And the fact that a grown white man, 6'6", felt that he could walk up physically and intimidate her, lunge, or even say, keep your effing name. You are an elected official in government. This is at the Illinois General Assembly, House of Representatives. This ain't the sidelines at the Michigan versus Wisconsin game. But I tried to explain to you that white folks think that they have a liberty that they can take with black people in general. There is a invisible force field that they think exists that protects them as they assault us. That's why it is different. But it ain't different. Because they feel like they can take liberties with us that they wouldn't take liberties with. So when you see a 5'9" white guy step to a 6'8" black dude and a 6'6" black dude step to a 5'3" black woman, the mentality is the same. They do not have any respect for your physical person. Now, I need for y'all to understand that you got a 6'6" white man who has decided in his mind, when everybody else is gone, that he's going to approach her. If there were no other people in the chamber, it's her word against his. And guess what he gets to say? I'm white. Now, Representative Collins, where are we now? Because do you still have to sit by this dude?
Yeah, I sit in the front, but I'll tell you this. So after all of that took place, you know, we have black doormen, and every last one of them, you know, walked up to me and said, Representative Collins, I'm letting you know right now, we're watching from all angles. Ain't nobody gonna put their hands on you. I've had our Black Caucus men, because that day, you know, Chairman Buckner and a couple of our caucus members, they were on remote, but they were immediately calling me, you know, checking up on me. And so they forced for him to have a public apology, and he didn't want to do it. He said he wasn't going to do it. He said that he tried to offer me an apology that day, but, you know, he was told that it wasn't the right time. And I had to remind him that it's not the right time because you violated my personal space, and I felt threatened by you. And the thing that people don't understand is that you don't know other folks' stories. Because I feel like even if he'd known that I was physically, sexually, verbally abused as a child, right? I don't think that would have mattered to him anyway. And it's playing out right now, right? And I can get into that a little bit, but it's still playing out right now that, yeah, we could tell our stories to you know, our colleagues, but at the end of the day, it's that privilege of, I don't give a damn. I'm still going to do whatever I can because I can do it. And so, you know, he did whatever you want to call it, an apology on the floor. I feel like, you know, let's just put it behind us. But unfortunately, that's not what's happening right now, because even yesterday, right, the same day that he did the apology, I still had to remove 3 more Republicans for not wanting to wear their mask, right? And then yesterday, as I'm presenting bills that are simple, right? There shouldn't be a debate about putting money into child care or reforming DCSS or, giving, enforcing the Lead Poisoning Act, right? But yet you have white women, white men who are trying to debate me on the floor to insult my intelligence, right? That's just what these folks do.
So,
and you see it play throughout history. So I don't know where it's going to end. I just know I'm more aware. But I am thankful that, the brothers in the caucus, our speaker, like they stood their ground. But I know who has my back and who doesn't.
So let me
I'll say that.
So let me do this. I don't believe. See, guys, this is. I'm not gonna get into the politics. Remember my boy? I'm not gonna get into the politics of this, Maze. I'm not. It's like Gregory. I don't. My thing right now is not the politics of it. Let me just be there. I'm not going to talk about the bills. I'm not going to talk about that. What I'm going to talk about is Steve Reich has already put down his marker. Right? The fear, the threat, the intimidation, and the fact that, again, he felt comfortable enough to even do this because he fears no threat. Now, I recognize that your colleagues, black colleagues, because the first thing I said was, where was my dog Cam? I know he wasn't going to let that happen. Right? I knew he wasn't going to let that happen. So when you told me he was remote, that made me feel good. I know Marcus ain't going to fight because he's a referee. Right? But I know but Marcus ain't no little guy, and so we know you were protected physically from harm. Let's not throw anybody under the bus and say, but I think that there's another component to this that black men, I think y'all need to hear. I really say this because I have a wife, right? Also, who is a public official who people think they can take liberties with. Now, as long as it remains in the political sphere, I kind of got to chalk that up. You suck at water. Damn, I beat your ass, but I can't say nothing. Right? But when it, I'm finna, what you finna do? I better what? And you cursed with it? See, I feel like this is, what I'd like to do is broadcast live from Springfield and have a black men's convention. And then what I'd like to do is lobby Steve Reich. I'd like to put together, I'd like to have a black men's rally in Springfield just for the issues that concern black men. And one of them is this white boy who felt the need to, who felt that he could, and I'm saying, I want to be waiting for him in his office. And I want him to talk that tough shit you was talking. Excuse me, church folks. But talk that, because here's what they know though. Because the laws say that if you put your hands on them, then we go to jail. So they passed a law that says if you assault an elected official who threatened, so does he have a restraining order? Do we have something going on? Because I'm just telling you, I think that we have black concerns. Black men should have black concerns that we want to address with him. As citizens who have the right to lobby their government. And imagine when he goes to his office and they're like, stop, Representative, you have a group waiting for you. See, that's the type of stuff that makes people feel that is, Representative, Hold on, let me say this. Thank you to
Yeah,
everybody.
I would
Hold
definitely
on. Thank you to everybody from WBGX who is tuning in us on 1570 AM. Please join us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, because this conversation will continue. We are talking to State Representative Lakesia Collins. She was physically threatened and intimidated by a white member of the Illinois General Assembly in the Illinois General Assembly chambers. What we gonna do? What do we do? Go ahead, Representative. You were gonna say something before I started speaking.
Yeah, so I will say that, Chairman Buckner, I thank him a lot, him and our speaker, because, I don't know what they did behind the scenes, but I do know that they sent him a letter that was leading up to the discipline, of course, according to our rules. And when I had the meeting with him and the speaker and, of course, the leader on his side, he was just like, well, I don't feel like I should, have to do that publicly. I'm being threatened.
Tell him to tell Tyrone that.
And all of this stuff. And I told him, because he tried to say he didn't say it. And so when he was done talking, I told him, I said, you did say it. You said it a couple of times. And I'm not accepting anything less than a public apology. You did it in the public. I want this apology in the public. And your threats that were made to you or by whoever have nothing. It's nothing on what was done to me. The things I was called, right? And I also think, like, even in this space, being an elected official, being a Black woman, period, no matter what job you work on, we're disrespected the most and we're criticized the most. And we're labeled as the aggressive Black woman, angry Black woman. Even when we're told, like, oh, you strong, right? Like, even the response from some of my colleagues, right? It's to whisper us, you held your own. Like, don't try to put a pat on my back in private. Don't send me a text message telling me, great job. What was a great job about being attacked by one of our members? Because had a Black man done that,
they'd have been getting lynched.
That's all I kept hearing our Black men say, if that was one of us, right? So I commend our chairman. I commend the Black men that stood in front of me. I commend our speaker for standing their ground, because I felt alone from the day I got there, just seeing the way, the privilege that just swarms around that chamber, right? Like, it's ridiculous. So, yes, it has changed my mind frame a lot. Like, this whole, we got to compromise. I ain't compromising. I'm not compromising. I'm not going to be silenced. I'm not going to turn the other cheek. I'm not doing any of that. I did that shit from when I was 5 to I was 13, and I found my voice to get out of my situation. I ain't silencing myself now. Because I still go back to, had they not been in there, then what would have happened? Because he was angry. He admitted that he was angry. I want the same treatment as my non-Black colleagues.
Dang, what? I do think, like, what would have happened if that was a Black
you get what I'm saying?
It
would have went down.
Oh no, they would have had.
Down.
They've been get a rope. Get a rope.
Yeah, so I want the same treatment, and I'm not too aggressive. Black women speak with authority. It's in our DNA. Is me telling you that my community deserves more is a threat to you? Me talking about being Black and living in this skin every day is a problem with you? Because that was where the heated conversation came from in that debate. Is because I called them out when they tried to call me weak for getting them removed.
Let me ask you a question.
Your racism is showing. Your privilege is showing. And if you're mad at me for simply saying that, it's for simply saying all of those things, then that's your problem.
Let's do this. You hold on 1 second, Representative Riis. Bring the second in. Bring him in. Ty. See, man, this why I can't be we got to get something together. On the live line, I got my man, Brother Tyrone. I told you I'm going to have to get in the gym, y'all, because they be laughing at me. Ty, they be all tight. Ty, what's up, man? Can we have a convention down in Springfield, man? Like, I want to go to, dude.
It's long overdue because I'm about to, because I'm just say this from the top. We starting the Progressive Party for the disenfranchised, right? And PPD PAC. I'm not playing no more with this politics crap because it's clear that our elected officials don't respect ex-felons, right? We have the biggest voting bloc in this state. And it's time to mobilize that voting bloc, for one, to get a lot of these people that don't represent our interests out of office. And I'm going to start local to attack and remove one or two of these aldermen to show them we're not playing with them. That anytime, I'm going to get to our sister, but it's all leading up to this. Anytime we can have a black caucus, bro, and we get all the filibustering from Sister Lightfoot and the Toy Hutchinson them, and we got locked out of that whole cannabis thing while we still get locked up every day for cannabis, bro. We can't trust our elected officials to serve us, to fight for us collectively. Now, as it relates to our sisters, it's absolutely no way. And I often wonder what our sisters, do they have men? Do they have fathers? Do they have brothers? Do they have fraternity brothers? Do they have any of that, man, that stands on the front line? It's because it's always, when it comes time to this type of stuff right here, the uppity Negroes, and no offense to our sister, she a soldier, always know how to call the ex-cons when and the thugs when we need to do some stuff, right? When we need to stand on some stuff. Because a lot of our professional men are too cowardice and too weak to stand up for our women. This is why, even after our sisters and the disrespect that they received from the Asian nail shops, and I had to go through and throw bricks through their window to let them know no black woman is to be disrespected in our community, in our family. Period. Whether she my sister, whether she's someone else's sister, mother, a wife, daughter, a mistress. I don't care. You do not put your hands on our black women. And as it relates to our elected officials, this is the problem. They have such a disconnect with the community that we don't even know stuff like that even happened to our sisters. We out here on the front line fighting for rights and justice all day, every day for our women and our children just to be able to live free in Chicago without getting shot or carjacked. Bro, now you get a white man standing in a chamber that always propagating the morals, the decorum, and the standards, while judging us as though we the doggone uncouth individuals. Sister, that's why you have to stay to tune, and I'm not saying you not. Because if you was in tune with me, I would have already been at that man's office, and we'd have surrounded that office already by now. And that's the problem. We don't have enough communication, internal communication. And I'm appalled. I don't care about even with the Speaker Welch, all of them, you being nice to them. Cam, my man, but at the end of the day, they never pick up his phone and work their inside-outside game and say, hey, man, one of our sisters been disrespected. You know we got the decorum. We can't be out there. Brother Ty, call us because they so disconnected from us. So that's supposed to happen. That's supposed to happen because that's God's way of saying, wake up, fool. Your elected official, your title, do not absolve you from the pressure, the discrimination, and the disrespect that black people receive across the state of Illinois and the country. So hopefully this starts the conversation, Maze, because we most definitely organizing on the ground. We have to show them that we have to be represented, and we're not going to tolerate no one disrespect. Well, I have there's a lot of sisters that's in position that I got an issue with because they got an issue with us. But I would never leave her out there even with our issues as a family.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm going in.
And brother, that's where I'm at, right? Like, you know, we can get dissed, we can get played. That is not happening. That's just not happening. So Ty, you know, I feel like this the same thing. I don't got the muscles, right? I ain't the but whenever it's a problem, whenever somebody is in a challenge, the first place they come is to us. And I'm not talking about you, Representative, because I literally saw this story and went bananas and was like, oh no, hell no. Now, because we have internal conflicts, we will not allow white folks to be assaulting us so that when we finally do get our act together, there ain't nothing left. We're not having that. So whether it is through our media, whether it is through our organizing, and I got a funny feeling that, Ty, on this issue, we could put a couple busloads and go down there. And I'm just saying, I want the white boy to wake up and have to come to his office and wade through all the black people. And I want him to wake up and be like, you wasn't just talking to her. We heard what you talk that shit now. And I'm saying, I ain't the toughest dude, but I'm just telling you what ain't finna happen. I'm gonna tell you, I ain't the toughest dude, but I'm telling you what you ain't finna do. And we gonna have to, brother, we gonna have to figure that out.
Man, look, I've said it too many times, and I wish they would listen. And you just like you said, what we do, mark us. We turn over the table, not because we're not turning over the table because white folk are not listening. We turning on the table because black folks, gatekeepers, house Negroes that's in the doggone position to serve their community, always leaning towards what's in it for all of us. See, that's the problem, bro. So now when we stand up, we look like deviant thugs, while they look like the future leaders, right?
Right.
And so we have to. They look like the future leaders. They not leading nobody in these streets of community, but they the white folks that declared them the future leaders, right? So what happens is this, bro. We got to realize we at war, man. We've been at war. When you destroy the black man and the boy, then you essentially can do what you want with the black woman, bro.
I be trying to tell y'all.
This been going on since slavery.
I've been trying
to
tell y'all.
And we're not going to accept it, man. Let's talk. Let's organize. Let's do what we got to do. Sister, we got your back. Give my information, but we got your back. And sister, you ain't, this ain't nothing. We ain't gonna, apology is not enough. So we got to create a round table, a circuit, deal with the systematic stuff and the internal and the innate crap that's in that man's heart to make him do that across the whole Republican Party heart and line. We got to get at the heart of the issue that makes that chump think he could do that, and there will be no consequences from the black community or black men. Wake up, black men. Get y'all coward ass out of bed.
There it is. Hey, Representative Collins, I recognize that as you all are in Springfield. Riis, I recognize that you all are in Springfield. That's why we got to have different branches of the Army. It's like, but we got to all be in one Army, right? And it's like we can't. Everybody got a role to play in this space, but we got to make sure that we got an ecosystem. Sis, I'm going to just tell you like this, though. That's just unacceptable. Democratic, Republican, whatever it is. Ain't nobody finna be up in your face telling you what they going to do. And I promise you, I am not trying to be Tony Tough. But I tell you what, that's not acceptable. It's just not. And so, you tell us, well, first of all, I'm going to reach out to you offline because I want to talk to you about some other stuff as it relates to this and how we can do it. But how can we be of assistance to you? How can we help you as you make it through this process, Representative Collins?
Well, I know for me, in situations like this, normally, you will hear the story and then it kind of disappears. I'm not letting it disappear. This is a moment to organize, right? For often too many times we allow things like this to happen, even in our communities, right? And we rally, we shut things down, and then it kind of like goes away until the next occurrence happens. I'm not doing that. So I'm going to keep speaking out about it. I'm going to keep standing up, about this issue, because when does it stop?
Right.
And Tyrone's right. My title does not stop me from being discriminated against. It doesn't stop the racism. It doesn't stop, the disrespect. Right?
Was there a unified response? Was there a unified response from the caucus?
Hell no. It's the truth. It doesn't stop it. It doesn't. And he was right. So I am using this moment to make sure that, we do something that's long term. When we talk about systemic racism, it just doesn't stop at a title. I didn't think that getting in this position and being called a state representative or honorable state representative, that I will be untouchable and that I'm more superior. That is the reason why I challenge the rules. And that's the reason why, even after that, whatever you want to call it, because it really wasn't an apology to me, I did go in motion to remove them again. Because again, we're lawmakers. How do we expect other people to follow the law, but we don't follow them? Right?
I'm going to tell you.
That was the statement that I was trying to make.
And I'm going to say this. The statement I'm trying to make is, ain't no white boys running around here sticking their hands in no sisters' faces. I'm going to let you have all the diplomacy you want. You can be as diplomatic as you want. No white boys should be walking around here sticking their hands in no sisters' faces. Period. Period. Point blank.
I agree.
Period. And everything else, that's all love. That's what y'all do. But this whole concept of, because again, the next thing it'll be Carrie, right? Then the next thing it'll be somebody you care about, because they don't care about you. And so I'm just saying like this: we got to nip this in the bud. Sis, from the moment that we talked on that porch, you had a brother that, man, you asked Ruthie, man, I can't just watch. I'm just not a watcher. And when I read that story, I was like, oh, no, we're going to have us a convention. I'm going to be broadcasting from Springfield before this thing is over. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to be in his office, and I'm bringing the black lobby. We all registered, and we going to see Steve. Right? Steve, because we know you listening. We do. It's not over. You going to be begging for an apology. Woodstock. Don't nobody care about Woodstock. Like, man. No, I'm just saying. Like, I'm just saying. Think about you was walking around talking cash shit. Because you ain't think nobody was going to say nothing. You thought that this little woman over here was going to be able to be abused and take it. That's what you thought. That's what you thought. And everybody said, oh, you be Rosa Parks. And you man, we out that era. That shit is over.
That thing.
There ain't nobody trying to hear that. And I certainly hope that we have seen the outrage from all of your colleagues, and I hope that all of your colleagues are in solidarity, and we don't really expect nobody to be talking crazy when we come down there. Right? Because so when everybody running around talking about, here they come, we coming for you. We're coming to get your back. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. All right, I got to take a quick break. We'll be back after these messages. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Thank you. Oh, hold on, Rep. You hold on. I'm not going to hang you up. You hold on. But I got to take a quick break.
The Biden administration is releasing what it calls a new strategy to fight domestic terrorism. Following a 100-day review, federal officials are now laying out a new plan hoping to deter, detect, and prosecute domestic terror.
They went to the Capitol waving their flags and looking for smoke. He was out there looking for justice. They was over there looking for votes. Ashley Babbitt was with him and told all the people that nothing could stop us. She climbed through the Capitol window, breached security, and called a shot, bro. The media say she a veteran. They paint the picture to make her look greater. But she just disrespected the same country that she served. That makes her a traitor. They was fighting police, resisting arrest. On God, I couldn't believe it. I guess blue lives only tend to really matter when it's convenient. Hey, these are the times we witness in history, all because they didn't get a victory. United States is so contradictory. We get equal rights, that's a mystery. Politicians, they more like magicians. You know they got tricks up their sleeve. We point out the flaws that's up in this country. You know they gon' tell us to leave. Somebody try to help me understand it. Always seems like a double standard. They be out here leaving us empty-handed. To certain rights we are not granted. The media is the culprit when it comes to the comparison. Cause when it comes to race, they always changing up the narrative. Terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. And that's on the real. You know what we know, I say it's terrorism. They say you a patriot, call you a hero. I call it terrorism. We still out here trying to get our reparations, but the government pump faking out here hesitating. I'm out here trying to keep my peace, so I keep meditating. The media make us look bad, they taint our reputation. Look, it's so sad that COVID causing toe tags. You claim you so patriotic, but you ain't wearing no mask. You out here wildin' with your MAGA flags and showing your ass. You wanna be part of some type of revolution so bad. Look, you talk revolution and constitutional rights, homie. I guess we forgot about back in the days when all of the business was whites only. Yeah. George Floyd got justice. Juneteenth got much respect. They made it a national holiday. Man, it's all good, but cut the check. They're giving out all of these vaccines, putting it in you like caffeine. Was it all in the part of the plan? I bet money like DraftKings. It's land of the free, home of the brave. 1776, we wasn't free till 1865, so we wasn't part of that shit. And that there's terrorism. 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 Terrorism.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let this give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Oh, Lord. Is Representative Collins still on the line? Representative Collins, I want to give you the opportunity to close. I'll be like, man, in the middle of the show. It's all good, though. It's all good. Welcome back, Representative Collins. I'm just telling you, I'm not cool with what happened. I appreciate all of the political correctness, but sometimes that's what the white folks rely on, right? They rely on, I talk about this all the time, they rely on socially awkward situations. So the reality is when I apologize, you're just supposed to accept it. No, fuck you, ain't an apology. That's how I feel. Like, can you imagine if that was a black dude in the gas station? Can you imagine being black in Woodstock? Can you imagine being black in Woodstock and Steve Reich pulls up to you? You imagine what he says to the black kids at the football game when they missed the touchdown? Nah, you're not going. What happens when he gets the black kids alone? Nah, I'm not honoring that. So I'm just telling you, Representative Collins, and tell your colleagues we coming to Springfield. Don't come down to Springfield talking that smack, talk about some, they always blame it. We coming to see Steve. We coming to see Steve. We'll deal with our other business at a different time. But when we come to Springfield, everybody should be like, they're here to do what y'all can't. To be clear about what ain't gonna happen. So no funny faces, no, y'all said. We coming because ain't nobody finna be assaulting no black women while we around here. And that's me and the professional black men. I ain't got the muscles. But I tell you what I ain't gonna have. Mugs around here feeling like they can, white men who know damn well if we see you outside, if you ain't had this force field, I'm telling you, these white people force field gotta come down. They feel like they got a pass to do anything, and you got to think about what he really thought about, and you put him in 1863, what he felt he had the right to do. Man, please, cracker. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Representative Dave, nothing I said should be attributed to you. I said it. Now, Representative, I'm going to give you an opportunity to close because I got some other things I got to talk about. Plus, I got to get some Negroes because we have to come down to Springfield. And I'm finding some. And matter of fact, I'm not finding Negroes. I'm about to find me some niggas. Straight up.
You know what?
Straight, I'm finding me some niggas. I'm talking about the ones where you be like, no, you can't do. Man, if you like the ones I can't even control. Like I just want to let the gorillas out. You can't take them nowhere. And we going to Saputo's. We going to JP Kelly's. We going everywhere. Ain't gonna be no travel. Ain't no third rail. They gonna be taking the tunnel. Ain't finna be no walking around. Ain't finna be no bar hopping that night. Cause we spending the night. So come on, we'll see you at the Abraham Lincoln. Oh, you wanna be at the Hilton? See. I'm just saying. We ain't got to touch. We just going to sit at your table. We going to get your lobbyists and you going to get your it's going to be a lot of lobbyists buying a lot of drinks that weekday. Because they're going to keep them calm. We coming. Oh, no, we coming. We coming. And then what I want you to do is I want you to get us we want to go see the speaker's house, the office. Right? And then we want you to get us a meeting with JB too, since we got some other stuff. But in the meantime,
you could be my guest.
In the meantime, we your guests, right? We want to go sit up in this what I want you to do, right? This is what I want you to do, because we're gonna go in the chamber and we're gonna sit on the Republican side right above where he at. And I want you to do like, you know how they be like, and we'd like to welcome the niggas. I want it on the board.
You know what?
Them DEM.
The niggas is here. They done let the GDs, the foes, the mo's, everybody is in the dope. You laughing?
You know what, man?
You laughing? I'm serious.
Face right now.
I'm saying.
No, I wish I could see your face right now.
Look at the camera.
I know you're serious. That's why I said you could be my guest.
Thank you. Thank you. We only came to disrupt the white. We just came to make the white people uncomfortable today. That's all. What are they doing? Hey, did you? Oh no, you ain't. No. You know how everybody be trying to run out the Capitol. We gonna be at Stratton. Oh, we gonna be at Stratton in all the elevators, all of them, and we gonna do the walkthrough. You know how you go down on one end of the building and be all the Republicans. We're looking for Steve Reich. Oh, damn it. They've let the GDs in the door and the WIIFTBP and oh my God.
Uh-oh.
Right. Then they're going to be looking, they're going to be like, what do you mean? Lakesha's my friend. He going to call you for a beer summit. I'm telling you now, and if you go to the beer summit, we cutting you off too. Now tell them we coming to the steak fry. Tell them we coming to the steak fry. Yep, they ain't going to like that. The steak fry, y'all, it's off the chain. They be frying ribeyes.
You know what? I cannot.
We coming. Oh no, we coming. Then we go. Now you know I used to be down there, so you know I know all the spots.
You know what? I cannot.
I'm coming.
I'm not gonna lie to you, like this really changed my perspective. It really has. I mean, I saw it when I first got here, a year and a half ago, but I just got to move different. And I've always been like a wild card. So I just have to just look at everything from a different angle now.
Come on, join the game.
You are my guest. Make sure you bring Ruthie more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down.
And
burn it down.
I'm dead serious.
Look, this is what I want you to feel like when we come. Like when your cousins from out of town come, when somebody been messing around, and it ain't and your cousins from out of town come and you got them nigga cousins. We are nigga cousins. Tell me. They gonna be like, they go and I won't, and look, we want to be able, when the brothers, because I know the brothers at the chamber doors, we gonna be like, fam, you know how it be like, look the other, dog, you wasn't here. You ain't even know what happened. You just go the other way. So I'm just telling you, we coming down to Springfield. Yeah. We are going to we're gonna go lobby. We want to lobby Steve Reich. Maybe stop by Durkin's office. What did Durkin say?
So for me, I don't know. I mean, Durkin, he made his statement when we had that meeting that this was unacceptable. He said it on the floor too, that it was unacceptable. But again, I don't.
Did he censure?
I don't like to be politically correct. I don't like to be politically correct. I will say that it is unacceptable. I'm not taking, I would have apologized the same way that I would have done last week that you let me. It's not an apology. So I'm definitely not over it.
Oh, he said, "Oh, sorry, you felt that way."
On this.
That's how I be doing.
He said that.
He said, "Sorry, you felt. I'm sorry, you took it that way."
Right. I was angry, and I shouldn't have went over there.
You sit over there.
Angry and got nothing to do with you coming in my space.
Right. So, sis, let me just tell
all that we got to work together in order to get the work done. We can work together. We can do that. But when it comes to a point where you step into my space, that's something totally different.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you. That's why y'all. I tried to tell y'all when y'all was around here telling Jawan he can let the white boys stop him in the line. It's different. It ain't different. They see you as nigga. Do what I tell you to do. You know your place. I'm here to tell you. I'm not letting. Don't you say nothing, right? Because they'll be done branded you. Oh, she done joined the Maze crazy boo. Right? Then be like, next thing they'll be talking to you like, oh,
Maze, I told you, Maze, I told you at that party that, remember when we were talking and some guy was like, he crazy or something like that. And I'm like, for what? Because he cared about black people?
You sure did.
I don't know who that guy was, but he said something like that. And I'm like, nah.
She sure did.
Because he cared about why we can't talk about black people. Right?
That's why she can't be by herself, yo.
When they were like, what's in it for the black people here? to me, it's a total disrespect. Everybody else can talk about their race and what's happening in their community, but the moment we say black folks need this, black folks need that, it's a problem. It's a problem. It shouldn't be that way. But people don't look at us as human beings either. They look at what they see on TV. And I represent a community like Lawndale. Come on now. They look at all the violence, but they ain't looking at the black boys who are actually going to school, who are going off to college, who are... That community itself has hurt in it. People ain't hoping no more over there. They taking matters into their own hands. You got women who are becoming entrepreneurs, opening up businesses, helping other sisters become entrepreneurs. I'm seeing this. Why? Because I'm working with them. When people come to me and ask for money for their organization, they lowballing themselves, and I tell them that. Ask me for more. $250,000 ain't gonna get you nowhere. Ask for the million. Because you best believe on the north side, that's what they're doing. And people look at me like I'm crazy, like, oh, wow, you're talking to a lawmaker. I legislate, I appropriate. $100,000 ain't going to work. $500,000 ain't going to work. We have to condition ourselves to ask for the million.
Come on.
Let me tell you.
Right? So those are the conversations that I have. And anybody who's worked with me could tell you that.
I
didn't get in this position to be politically correct. I didn't get in this position to be quiet and go with the status quo. No, I make my own move. I have my own mind. I'll take whatever comes my way. I'm used to it. And I'm still pissed that this representative called me weak because he would never be able to walk a second in my shoes.
Come on.
And they got poor white folks living in their district that they ignore. They turn their nose up at. They were pissed I called that out. But it's true. And white folks who are poor don't like to be associated with it. And we know this throughout history. That they would rather live in poverty, but not identify with it, as long as they feel more superior than black folks. You get what I'm saying?
100%. I'm going to tell you what.
And that's who these people speak to. They speak to poor white folks, and they steal down black folks because, like, oh, you're better than them. Right? That's who Trump spoke to. And that's what they were speaking to on that debate. And I called it out. And I ain't afraid to call it out. And I'm going to keep calling it out.
Representative.
But we are always last. Always last. And I'm tired of being last. I got 3 black boys. 3. I ain't doing this for a title. I ain't doing it for any type of hype. I ain't trying to be a part of nobody's club. I've always walked alone. Always. So when that happened to me that day, yes, I snapped off on him. Don't come and apologize to me after you've already assaulted me. So I look at everything different.
So I'm going to tell you, sis, here go the lick. You ain't by yourself. That's all I got to say. You are not by yourself. And you now have the bat signal. We coming to Springfield. The black people coming, the niggas coming. We coming to Springfield. You're going to turn around, you're going to look up in that chamber, and I want you to be like, Steve, let's negotiate, let's have a beer summit. I want to have a beer summit with Steve when we come down there. But Representative, you are not by yourself. And I think all of us who have heard this story are not going to allow it to sit as it is. So let's coordinate offline. Because we don't want everybody to know what's going on. But I just want to tell you thank you for bearing with me yesterday, because yesterday got a little off the chain. Today, you done took it away, and I think we got to close this thing up because there's a lot more going on. Representative Lakesia Collins, thank you. And you let us know how we can be of assistance to you. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I want to tell you thank you. Reese, we're gonna let her go now, and we're gonna keep on going. I told y'all before I want y'all to, what's the matter? We got callers? Let's go to, you like, dad, we got callers. Callers, let's go to the live lines. Callers, you're on the Maze Jackson Show.
That's a true call. He waited an hour.
Shalom, Bogato.
What up, Israel?
I forgot what I was calling in about, man. Man, I already got some guys in Springfield. You know they got a ghetto right there. Guys coming home in Springfield. You need somebody to knock on the door to stay.
I think we need to do it together, bro. I ain't
got no problem with that, man. All you gotta say is no. They don't need knock on. I just say the guys in Springfield already. That's all. But it's cool.
Not yet. But Israel, I need to talk to you about this whole thing. We need to make this a caravan. But what's going on, my brother?
I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm saying to man, meet them, see what happened behind closed doors. I was in the meeting yesterday with so-called black contractor, hooking them up with this development. Damn white man right in the middle of it. I'm like, hold on. What the hell is this to me for black contractor? Man, they got us, man. Not us, goddamn. They ain't never that. They know the secret. I mean, they know these Negroes ain't those Negroes, not us. No, brother Tyrone and me and you gonna stand up. But I'm saying these other brothers are in the room, getting their damn fingers pointing in their face, and actually some of them working under the desk, and they sit down. When they urinate, they sit down. I'm leave that alone.
Ooh, you bogus. You bogus for that. I heard you.
No,
you
I ain't bogus.
You said they sit down to pee. I heard you, Israel.
Yeah,
I see how you doing, Shalom. That ain't the shalom. I see you dropping them bombs on the people.
Man, but that was my other life. He bought out my other life with this lady, doing this to this lady. My past life,
I know you.
I 50 Cent, you say, motherfucker.
Y'all we done let it all ride today. All right, that's my man Israel today. We got anybody else on the line? Let's go to the live line. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show.
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm a little ticked off, but I'm all good. What about you?
I'm there with you. I'm gonna have to find out where you're going. I might take a ride up there too if it's on my days off.
Let's get everybody's day off, and we know we got to do it between Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we got to figure that out, and then let's all do it and know that we're going to do it. They're going to be out of there in April, so we got to get it done sooner rather than later. But what you think about this white man walking up on this sister like that?
I mean, after I seen the disrespect for Lori Lightfoot and how the lack of response to protect her, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. But the thing is, like what you said, are we gonna let them get away with it? Because that'll further embolden them to keep doing it with no consequences.
That's what I'm telling you. I would be mad if somebody stepped to Ruthie and put their finger in her face. She might bite it though.
Yeah, we're in that same
come back with a nub.
Same thought process, so. If that.
And thank you for your call, Riis. Who we got on that line? Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show? Caller.
Hey, Maze, this is Sean Gowder. How you doing, brother?
Big Sean, man. I ain't heard from you in a long time, man. I thought you quit us, dog.
No, brother, I would never do that. I was just tied up for a little while. Miss Ruthie, it's a pleasure meeting you, and Brother Riis, it's also a pleasure meeting you.
Good morning.
Brother Maze, I said to you, I got $500 on Freedom Land. Freedom Land is where if we need to get to Springfield, we got a place where we can house our people when they get there. So we're not giving them hotel money.
Ooh.
I got $500 on Freedom Land, Maze. Let's talk about it because when we come to Springfield, we got to house our people. And to get anything done, you have to be there longer than a day.
Yep.
So if we're going to play the long haul, we need Freedom Land. Let's talk about it. Love you, brother. And I'm still here with you. And I will never leave you or your wife. If I see you out there, a fool better not come near y'all out here.
That's what I'm talking about. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Sean Gowder. Big Sean. Sean a big dude, too. See, the muscle dudes. I want to be like, how in the movie.
You don't need to be big, man. You got all that. You got Big Swill. You got Top. You just
Big Swill ain't Big Swill no more, though. Big Swill, skinny Big Swill.
Hey, but he's still Big Swill. You just so you good, man. You like, hey, man, you just stand there. They be like, I wish you would, man. Man, listen, when your car got took, I called Swill. He didn't know. Swill was like, I gotta go. I gotta hang up. Ain't nobody messing with Jackson. And hung up. I swear, he was ready to lock it up and leave. He was ready.
Hey, what you gonna do? You gonna run out the Aurora, dog? I appreciate you, though.
He was ready. He's like, oh man.
No, dog. I'm gonna tell you, there would be no Mace Jackson if there was no Big Swill. Big Swill handled the business back in the day that allowed me to navigate, and I was the help and he was the hurt. One more question. We got anybody else on the line? All right, that is the Mace Jackson Show on that topic. I want to play this as we doing Black History is this next generation of black leaders in politics. We can ready to play this again because I need to talk about what I want to put everything together. I want to put everything together as to what happened. Hold on. So, I'm going to play this again, again. Then I'm going to talk about what happened at the state. I want to talk about the divisions in the state. And then I want to talk about how what these state politics could potentially play out to our demise in the ward map fight. So let me play this again because I want y'all to understand how we are treated or reacted to. And I know y'all love when I play this. I just thought this was... I just can't get over this video just because of the response. Here we go. Riis, you got me? Ready? Let's go.
Over and over again. Appreciate the question.
What's in it for the black people?
That's right. How you doing? My name is Mace Jackson, and I just have a question. I wrote it. As next generation black leaders, right? Because when I came here, this was about the next generation of black leaders. I want to know what the future of what you all see as the future of Black Chicago, particularly as I hear us continually talking about people of color, and as we're watching this people of color debate play out in the city council. And additionally, where do you believe we fit as it relates to the rights of undocumented immigrants to vote in municipal elections, because we're seeing it happen around the country, and it is part of the disenfranchisement of black people, not people of color. So I'd like to hear a response to that.
Hell.
Who wants to take a crack at that?
We need to time the clock. We need to be a counter.
I think May's question was loaded, and I if he could repeat it, I could try to be helpful. I think.
Okay. So my question, which I believe is the primary question that needs to be asked this cycle, which is where are you at when it comes to undocumented voting in these elections? I think it's important. Let me see if I can.
The political question. I'm going to get into.
We're watching it play out right now in the city council.
All right.
So
thank you, Mace. We got it.
Did he cut me off?
I'm not
Was
sure
that
if I
being
can
rude?
answer your question completely, but I'll just speak personally. Look, I've got a 5-year-old son and 2.5-year-old twins who I'm raising right here,
who will have no place
in the city of Chicago. I love this city and I love this county, right?
Fuck that mean?
And we're invested into the city and this county.
How? What you got in?
They and our other children are the future.
What the fuck is this?
Of Chicago and of Cook County. They are the future, and so we have to invest in them. We have to invest in them, and it starts from the very beginning.
Listen to the end of this, though.
When it comes to your question about non-citizens, I mean, we're going to help everyone. That's what government is here for. Period. I'm not gonna get into the political question. I'm going to get into the moral.
Go ahead, sir.
Direct the future of Chicago and of Cook County. They are the future, and so we have to invest in them. We have to invest in them, and it starts from the very beginning. When it comes to your question about non-citizens, I mean, we're going to help everyone. That's what government is here for. Period. I'm not gonna get into the political question. I'm going to get into the moral issue in the moral answer.
These are our fighters. This is who is at the forefront. This is who was picked to discuss the future of the next generation of black leaders, in which they are not going to talk about what has to be the most pressing issue to us. Okay, so now let me point out a couple things. First of all, the Democratic Party has just been fractured, almost broken at the point of broken. Did you see? You saw last week I was a little passionate about the J.B. Pritzker
Jesse White endorsing Anna Valencia. Yes, 2 days ago, then J.B. Pritzker came right behind and endorsed Anna Valencia as the opportunity to make history again. So now J.B. Pritzker has made history twice in his last 2 elections. The first time he elected the first black lieutenant governor. How'd that work out for us? The second time, he has now nominated the first Latina who does not speak Spanish as making history in this gubernatorial race. Essentially, now let me also talk about Vladmir Villegas, who is betting and is playing chess. The calculus for J.B. Pritzker is he does not have a challenger in the Democratic primary. He does not want to run with Alexi Giannoulias, not for the Democratic primary. Well, for the Democratic primary, because do you want to be standing up on the stage if you J.B. Pritzker next to Svelte? Do you want to be J.B. Standing next to Alexi on the stage so people have a direct comparison of you and their future? So let's start there. J.B. is looking to the general election and who his running mate will be and how he will lead the ticket in November, not in June. So his decision is based on a long-term play. So what he decided to do was, instead of trying to have J.B. Pritzker, have Alexi Giannoulias, he thinks that the woman of color, because they don't make the distinction, is the opportunity to make history. So he's playing long ball. But what's happening in the black community right now, in the short-term election, is the remap, which happens during the referendum. Gilbert Villegas is adding into his calculations that by taking away Jesse White and then replacing him with Anna Valencia, there really is no motivation besides Carrie Steele for black people to turn out in the election that will be the most important for black Democrats who are in this remap fight. So check this out. So in the Democratic primary, the Democrats who will rely on black votes will be touting the history-making candidacy of Anna Valencia. Okay? That is the June election. So this referendum that Gilbert Villegas and his team and the white progressives are saying, and this is probably why they made the ultimate declaration of war yesterday, because realistically, what is the motivating? What are black people voting for in the Democratic primary? What race do they care about? Besides Carrie Steele, right? You running to vote for JB? You're not gonna again. Now at the same time, there's still David Moore, right? My question is, did David Moore get an opportunity to audition? Did he get an interview? What was the process that the governor used to select his person? Now, I'm not sure. He could have just said, I want Anna Valencia, and that's fine. But now my question is, what do black Democrats in the midst of a ward map say to black voters? The Cook County Democrats chose all white men except for Tony Preckwinkle. So they chose Fritz Kagi over Carrie Steele in the space. They chose Tom Dart over the black woman, right? So now what you're saying, now Tony Preckwinkle, who's not really popular, is going to be encouraging black people to turn out to vote for her slate of who? Tony Preckwinkle is the lead black person on the slate. Karen Yarbrough is on there, so my bad.
Karen Yarborough's on the slate. But now, what are black people coming out to vote for? At a time when you need black people to turn out, now not for the governor, but for the ward remap.
Because it happened all at the same time.
It's all happening at the same time, but you stole the black people's hope. Not stole it.
I get what you said.
There's no motivation right now for black people to turn out in the Democratic primary except for Carrie Steele. And I think it's playing out on the streets when you see the petitions and everything else that's happening. Now, this isn't a diss, and I know I'm biased.
No, but you own the ground, so you know.
So what I'm saying is the level of disgruntledness of black folks is going to be compounded. Now, tell me, who do you think the Black Caucus in city council has that black people are going to run up the hill for? So we got screwed on cannabis, gaming. We haven't won on anything this whole last 4 years. And now the task is going to be save us. But when I told you that we had an issue with black and Latino, which is really where the opportunity lies to motivate people, let me give you, this is a precursor, again, to where we are. Because all of these black frame this question right now. Now I want you to take everything I told you, and I want you to understand that I asked, who are black people voting for in Cook County? What reason do and for JB to be successful long term, he needs black turnout. Unless there is this overwhelming surge that comes from Latinos, but remember, they're not documented. So what they're asking you to do in this case is vote yourself out in the future. So now, understand that to make this happen, they need the black vote. What do black people have from the Democrats in this election cycle? From the Democrats. Because the Democrats did not give you Carrie Steele. They said, no, we want someone else. We want a white man. The black woman told you. So now are we running out to support this black woman? And that black woman being pregnant? Who is the Democratic Party leading their ticket with? Does JB inspire people? Is it Juliana?
Oh.
Are we going to see the Anna Valencia direct mail campaign? And is that going to... What does JB Pritzker send to black people to make them vote for him?
The whole little tax stuff. Them handouts.
What tax stuff?
You know, no tax on the groceries. Child care.
See?
Minimum wage.
Meanwhile, this is the question that I asked one more time, and I want you to hear the people who are in charge making the decisions and their response.
Organizations that could be in
frame the question
city
and with what I told you.
Just to think as a city about those barriers that
are black people running to the polls to vote?
The same old, over and over again. I appreciate the question.
Here we go.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
That's right. How you doing? My name is Mays Jackson. And I just have a question. I wrote it. As next generation black leaders, right? Because when I came here, this was about the next generation of black leaders. I want to know what the future of what you all see as the future of Black Chicago, particularly as I hear us continually talking about people of color.
Red wedding.
We're watching this people of color debate play out in the city council. And additionally, where do you believe we fit as it relates to the rights of undocumented immigrants to vote in municipal elections? Because we're seeing it happen around the country, and it is part of the disenfranchisement of black people, not people of color. So I'd like to hear a response to that.
Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Who's gonna go
6, 7.
Who wants to take a crack at that?
9, 10, 11, 12.
I think May's question.
We in war. Get ready so you don't have to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Now, let me show you the ultimate double cross. What did JB Pritzker promise electorally? He promised that he would be for fair maps. So whose side do you think that J.B. Pritzker gets on in the city of Chicago elections? So remember, the Latinos have just teamed up with the white progressives and said, we no longer want to do backroom deal maps in the deal. We want to let the people vote. Guess what J.B. Pritzker does? He supports the Latinos and the ability for people to make their own map. And so now the same black folks are going to get double crossed. Remember, I'm telling you this. When they after this whole thing lays out, there's going to be a point when a reporter asks J.B. Pritzker, where do you stand in the city of Chicago? He's on, those are city politics. Well, do you think that people should have the opportunity to pick their voters, or should the voters pick their people? Well, I think the people should pick the people that they vote for. I'm for fair maps. Because now they've given him they've sat down and thought this out. How does J.B. Pritzker go against the people's map? That's why they spent the whole time making it the Black Caucus map, because the black people can't even say freaking black.
But really, that was always the city's
It was always the city's map, and now they done made it Mike Casper. They don't even talk about Michelle Harris.
Straight up.
And when the question is posed, where do you think J.B. Pritzker falls? He is not going to say, I'm for the backroom deal. And they are right now shaping the Black Caucus, the city's map, as a backroom machine politics deal, even though black folks ain't been in the machine. And then after we've given him everything, he gonna side against you. And guess what he'll do? He'll have enough money to pay for our silence on our demise. And we will have given him the hammer to which to hit us with. And I'm getting laughed at for asking, do y'all understand why this question about municipal? So we remember the city key card. So what happens when the city key card becomes state? City key allows you to vote. Remember, in Chicago already, you can use the city key. You don't even need it. You can vote in the school board election. So how you going to tell me I can vote on the school board on the same ballot? Now, mind you this, the school board ballot comes up next go round. So guess who's going to be, if they can vote, who is going to be like, oh, you can vote here, but you can't vote on that?
Straight up.
Give me the ballot. And then we're going to have people saying it's about our kids. Look, we're going to always do what's best for the rest. Remember, he didn't even say citizens. And can I be clear? I am not suggesting that we should deny undocumented immigrants health care and all of that stuff. I'm saying they shouldn't get the right to vote. They shouldn't get the right to determine the direction of our country. You can eat, you can do whatever. But hold on, cuz. So we fought, and again, mark my words, whose side do you think J.B. Pritzker falls on the ward remap? He gonna go with the polls, and guess what the Black Caucus, what the Latino caucus is betting on? That no one cares about what happens to the black people. Do you think them progressive white people care about a map? They think they know what's best for us. So they're not really concerned about what your opinion is, because they know what's best for you. We're giving them the hammer with which to hit. He got what he wanted out of us. So now the question becomes, why are you laughing, Ruthie? It's not funny.
I was listening to the show yesterday, and Tyrone Muhammad said something that made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. And he said that J.B. Pritzker's election was just so that he can get his people in with the marijuana business. And I was like, what? Like, why would he say that? But then I started thinking back to him getting elected, and that was one of his campaign things. It was like LGBTQ, and it was about cannabis. And so to see how it all played out, I think Tyrone Muhammad is on to something, like deeply. And it's troubling because for a J.B. Pritzker to talk about backroom deals and all that, what he think of Anna Valencia's Secretary of State candidacy is. So I just don't understand how they can pick and choose language when it suits them.
Because they can. Because, again, that's the whole game. The whole game is to be able, can I finesse your ass? We've been finessed. Right? And it's like we've been finessed and convinced that that's the, hey, yo, it is what it is.
And then it's like you can't even say nothing about it.
Think about it. You think about when I said what's in, like, the craziest part is the people that are shutting me down or trying to shut me down are going to be the victims. I'm not elected. I'm not in a map. Whoever it is, I'm going to figure it out. You going to lose your job. Let me just ask you a question. Does J.B. Pritzker support fair maps or does he support backroom deal maps? Because remember, he allowed, so he can use what he did. See, he couldn't do it in Springfield. So he lets the city do it and then he supports it. He couldn't do it in Springfield because he would have lost all his support. But I definitely could screw y'all. Because what y'all gonna do? And here's the last part I just want to point out. Because I think Cassandra nailed this down. So many black committeemen jumped on the Alexi Giannoulias bandwagon before the governor made a decision, and because they thought he had $2 million and that was going to be he was running around paying for everything. Well, now just think what $2 million means to Anna Valencia now. And so how many of those black elected officials that were upstanding Democrats that signed the loyalty pledge are going to jump ship on Alexi and go work with the governor because they go where the work is.
That's why it's all those different like factions or whatever.
You got the Democratic, you got J.B. Pritzker has started his own faction, him and Jesse White and Valencia. Then you got the Democratic Party of Illinois. You got the Cook County Democrats, and then you got Chewy.
Cheesy Pete.
And our representatives at the table, Jesse White and Tony Preckwinkle.
From a civics perspective, how much weight does a loyalty pledge carry in today's
She gonna find out. She gonna find out today.
Is that a normal thing that people have to
sign? It is a lack of fear. So you know how it's people that have to make you sign a contract and there's people you just ain't gonna cross?
Okay.
Because they can't stop nobody. They tried to get a contract. You know how you talk about don't nobody care about what them papers say? That's exactly what's about to happen to our loyalty pledge. Because in the meantime, they talking about we're still wholeheartedly supporting the governor, but we're going to ask everybody to stick with Alexi. Yeah, no shade.
How?
Houseway, ain't that what Kanye said? Houseway.
But it's like it ain't no rules until it benefit, and then it's like, well, you need to practice.
Oh, they used the rules. They used them same rules. They did that because they wanted the loyalty pledge because they wanted to force the black people to stick with the white guys and not go with what's in the best interest of their community. Right? The loyalty pledge was because all these white people, all these black people was like, wait, you want us to support the white guys over the black people that had the qualifications? So you want... And so, because Tony Preckwinkle is worried about the white folks coming for us, she like, I'll keep the Negroes in charge, in check by this loyalty pledge. Because I can't control the Negroes, but I can make them, I'll paperwork them to death.
Remember, you signed this.
But you ain't a gangster, though. Because if you're a gangster, you would hold it, the people would be scared.
You wouldn't even need no pledge, right?
Pledge? You ain't a gangster. You got a violation coming. But can't nobody violate JB. But she can't raise no money. Who is supporting the Cook County Democratic Party? They ain't got no money. The candidates are their fundraisers.
That's why I said they're gonna make.
They have to have candidates to be their fundraisers because the Cook County Democratic Party is paying mercenaries to get petitions. They're paying. They don't have the organization to go get them, so they're paying people to do it. That's the same thing, JB. Big bang take little bang. Meanwhile, Robin Kelly got the Democratic Party of Illinois, and they done took everything up out of that.
Why does J.B. Pritzker and Robin Kelly why they beefing?
Cause JB want to be the boss, and it's like, man, I could explain it to you, but I'll explain.
But it's like taking the money, like she can't raise money because they like icing it out.
Well, she shouldn't have been the chairman of the party because she couldn't raise no money locally anyway.
Got it.
Right, but it's like Durbin and them wanted to take the party.
Mm-hmm.
Right, they wanted to get the party away from Madigan, and so they used her.
Oh, used the black woman.
Right, but JB had his own black woman in Michelle Harris. Remember?
Oh, yeah, and they was
battling back and forth. And he picked Michelle Harris, and when Michelle Harris lost, he cut out. But let's see how he plays Michelle Harris on this remap. See how they
Maze.
Meanwhile, these same people telling you what they can't do. I'm a loyal Democrat. The Democrats ain't loyal to you. They ain't been. Show me when they have. They loyal to convenience. They loyal to white people. And they loyal to white people because they fear what white people will do to them. They ain't worried about what you gonna do.
Do you think that's why Michelle Harris is having a difficult time in city council? Because she was with JB and the Robin Kelly crowd and them, remember that?
I think she's having a hard time in city council because she is a black woman and they don't have to respect her. There is no rule. There is nothing that black people have that white people are bound to respect. And I think if you watch how Michelle Harris, if you compare Michelle Harris to Dick Mell as rules committee person, this would have never happened. They like, we got a sweet lick. And it's not just Michelle Harris. It's we have a bunch of people that we instilled the fear of God in for years and years and years and years, and they don't know how to not be scared. That's it. That's all. And it's like the fact that, again, we have the option to be the United States or Ukraine, and we are opting to be Ukraine. Again, if you think that a certain person is engineering all this, and they get city business and their business is built on lobbying and having relationships with elected officials, then just like y'all said, Mays came, nobody gonna give Mays no money. And when they told y'all to tell my clients, do the same thing for him. Dry it up. It's easy to talk shit when you can finance the shit talking. But what happens when your client call you and say, man, you picked the fight with the Black Caucus? Well, that means that we lost 18 votes off of everything we got. Because we not voting on nothing you got. And don't let nobody need something. But that's not how we play. We have peacetime consigliaries in the time of war. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Right. And y'all know it's the 50-year anniversary of The Godfather too, right? Man. I'm still Sonny. I gotta get to I'm Michael and Son with Sonny's attitude. It's like I be knowing, but I be wanting to fight. Look, y'all.
I'm glad we're going to Springfield, though.
You messing with all these people with Fredo loyalty. That's what's wrong with you.
I got all type of Fredos around me, right? Fredo type loyalty. Damn, Reis, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Look, I'm through with that. So I'm done for today.
What?
I'm on my way to the Power Conference, so I'm about to go check out Kiana Barber. It is Legacy Weekend. We're going to Malcolm X College, so I'll be there. Y'all bring y'all weapons with y'all. Come get some signatures. Come check us out in this power discussion panel. I feel embarrassed. Y'all be... Oh, they in the building. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. So for Maze and Reese and old Ruthie Mo.
See y'all next week.
I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show. Every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You You won't have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here